Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Let me know if y'all can hear me. Salute to Quad Molly. Salute to Woolbag. Salute to Daniel Guzman. Salute to Cutthroat Sports. Salute to Christopher Schaefer, Corey Yellowman Jackson, the Architect 1, Maurice McElroy, Deuce 09. Salute Mr. David, 6864, Boxing Monstar, Lou Hayton in the building. Salute to my brother King Corleone, Lynette Bowman, the sister in the building. Salute to Michael C, Ace Luffy, Jake Bordons, Travis Touchdown, Chris Brown, 45 in the building. Mike Big Boxing, Marquise Johnson, salute, Jazzy T, salute, American Monster, salute, Ronald Finkley in the building, salute, Ronald Gomez, salute, Off Killer, salute, Mitchell Moore, salute, Abel Mahari, salute, TJ Wilkins, salute, TPJ RJ, salute, Harold Jones in the building, salute, Demia Smith, salute to everybody, man. Trying to get my brother Blood in the building, man, so we can get it started. British _ true boxing fan, salute. Octavision, salute. Salute to everybody, man. Brainulous in the building. CT21, Masterminds. My brother MP4 Vids, Don B, salute. Alias Navarro, what's goody with y'all, man? Jonathan, salute. Smash the like button, my peoples. President Jafari, salute. Illis92, what's good? Full of sports. Kenyatta Hill, salute. Give me 1 second, yo. I'm trying to get my brothers in the building, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. My mic is muffled. Marcel Sudo said my mic is muffled. Am I too close to my mic? Hey, yo, what's good? Callie, you in the building? Callie, you there? What's goody with y'all?
Yeah, man, you sent the invite though, but it's still cool. But like I said, but I don't have a link, so I can't send a link out.
Oh,
You
man.
sent the link to my email?
Yeah. So you got.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me check.
Big homie Coop, salute. No, Lynette, I'm not in Bama yet. I'll be in Bama next weekend. Yes, sir. Smash that like button. Pop player, salute.
Yeah, there's no link. You haven't sent the link to my email.
Oh,
I could have no. You just sent the invite. Yeah, so that, like I said, the link would be above the Hangouts. So you'd have to get it from up there, and that's where it is. It should be like HTTP. You know what I mean? Then you got the hyphen, not hyphen, but yeah, I mean the column / Hangouts. That's what you should be able to see it at the top. It's like in a white address bar. Should be up right above the Hangouts. Well, if you're not looking at chat, if you're on a Hangouts bar where you just went live at, where you had to start to go live, go back to that screen, and you should be able to see it up there.
Callie, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna resend it right now so you can send it to Blood then.
Okay. No, I can hear you. I can hear you. Just pause myself real quick while I'm about to. Yeah, I think I got in there somewhere because he sent me. I've been on this show before, so it's in my. I got to check my Gmail, but it's in there somewhere. I'll find it. Yeah, I muted myself. Hold on. I'm doing something. Hold on.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm about to have my brother, the Cali Enigma, and my brother Blood Boxing in the building. Blood Brothers Boxing, the first episode. About to get it started, y'all. Pop player, go to my my Instagram, or put your email link in the description. I'm trying to get just give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to get my brother Blood on here. Stephen L. Hawkins, salute. Salute. Play to Win Boxing Channel, salute. Hey, if y'all can hear me, smash that. Give me the thumbs up. Lowland Prophet, salute. Chosen 115, salute. Triple B 318. Absolutely not, man. It's a topic we get ready to talk about. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Yo, Callie, you there? Callie, you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Like I said, yeah, I thought I was able to. You still haven't sent me the
It's still in
the
address,
address link. Yeah, you keep sending me invites.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to Blood, then we'll figure out. Can y'all hear? Ask the people if they can hear you. Can y'all hear Callie? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear Callie, man. Salute to Paul Ruffin in the super chat. He said Blue Bud Sports TV. It's hashtag support. So appreciate it. Hey, listen, if y'all can hear Callie, man, go ahead, Callie. Say something, Callie. Let's see if they can hear you.
Yeah, y'all should be able to hear me, man.
Ash MCD. Oh, y'all hear Callie? Okay. So let me get hold on. Go ahead, Callie. You can talk to the people. Let me try to get Blood in here because I just talked to him.
Yeah, but like I said, man, it's another day. Saturday. I'm watching Texas A&M. They were moving the ball. Now the quarterback is still intentional grounding. So kind of pissed off by that, man. We fell apart last week, but nah, man. But man, this whole box thing, man. Dominic Brazil is a straight up hater, man. This dude, every interview I see with this dude talking about, you're Wilder, man. I hate Wilder. Man, you got whooped by Marcellus Wilder, beat your behind, bruh. That's why you're angry. That's why you're frustrated, because the cruiserweight, Marcellus Wilder beat you up in the hotel. And everybody know that for a fact. He got whooped by Marcellus Wilder, whooped his behind.
Yeah, now he
beat the brakes.
He tight.
Yeah, he bitter, man. He got beat up by a dude. He wasn't even a boxer at the moment, man. Well, I guess he was. You can see maybe he was an amateur or something like that. But you're a disgrace, dude. You got to whoop. You a heavyweight. You're supposed to be a heavyweight contender, and this cruiserweight, who was basically barely an amateur, man, beat you up. You got whooped in front of your family by a dude who was barely a boxer at the time. Exactly. She got curb stomped, but you supposed to be beating Wilder, man. You know you gonna get beat up, man. Or I grew a 7-8, something like that, try to get a foul victory or something like that. Get Wilder disqualified, win the belt that way.
Yeah,
it was a fraud, right?
He bitter right now, man.
Yeah. Oh, he's super bitter, man. So, man, you got whooped, man. You got whooped in front of your family. You was talking. I know you was talking. You didn't want to start the word that he didn't want to start the whole thing. He was drunk, belligerent. And the Wilder family, they finished it. Well, Marcellus finished it.
Exactly.
That's what happened. You got beat up. Just accept it. Or you want to fight Wilder, but now every chance you get, you hate Wilder. You're like, I'll help Anthony Joshua train. You can't have Anthony. You're not even athletic, dude. You're a stiff.
Right.
You're a stiff who ain't really and have no skills. Talking about Wilder got way more skill than you.
Right.
Way more skill, naturally more talented, hit harder. I look forward to his decapitation and Dominic Brazil going back to the realms of nowhere where he belongs. He's really not that good of a fighter, man. But it's sad that Dillian White was too much of a coward to even fight that guy.
Right.
So, man, I'm like, man, I would have root for. I don't like Dillian White, man, but I'd root for Dillian White over this clown. Yeah. just to see him, man, get laid out.
I mean, he real bitter about that situation, and we don't even know the logistics of what actually took place in that whole situation, man. And
yeah, Saudi.
Yeah, he keeps mentioning, oh, he embarrassed me in front of my family. You know, it's real ridiculous, man.
Well, I mean, you're a boxer. You should have been man enough. You don't. First thing you don't sue. You don't call the police and sue when you're a boxer going up against another boxer.
Right.
You should have. The dude just like, all right, man, I want to make this fight. Let's just make this fight. You and I are gonna fight. Don't matter when Wilder fights you sometime next year. He's gonna knock you out.
Right.
Or like it's gonna try to lay it out, try to get some foul, which I wouldn't surprise me because this dude is a clown. And after that, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna train. You ain't gonna help Anthony Joshua get prepared for no Deontay Wilder. Only thing you have in common with Deontay Wilder is you're both 6'6" and black. That's it. Yeah. None of your anything the same at all. Wilder's an athlete. You're not.
They said the music too loud. Let's cut the music down.
Say it again?
I said they telling me the music is too loud. Turn it down a little bit.
But that's what it comes down to, man. These dude's a straight buster, man. Every time I see this dude, he just running his mouth. Wilder is, oh, I can't wait to fight Wilder. It's personal. Dude, you gonna go up there and get beat up. Your wife probably clown you every day. Because you're telling me, saying, you weak, dude. You let that dude beat you up. You weak, man.
Yeah, that's what it sound like. It sound like he embarrassed, man.
Yeah, his wife probably telling me, you ain't a man until you fight this man. You better fight this man, too.
That's a fact.
Oh, simp.
Hold on 1 second, Callie. Salute to MP4 Vids, my man Money in the super chat. He said Dominic B will fade to black soon. Salute, Money. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Dominic Brazil, man. And he had the nerve to stand up there and say that if he had to fight himself, he would be scared to fight himself. Like, dude, you was getting beat up, you know what I mean? By a dude that had 16, 17 fights, Uza? However you pronounce his name. I mean, that dude just, if he didn't run out of gas, Dominic Brazil would have lost that fight.
Yep. And that's what it comes down to. Dominic Brazil, man, if this dude was in any other weight class would be a D class fighter.
Right.
A D level fighter.
Right.
I mean, but because he's that heavyweight, which is very limited, and he does have some kind of punch resistance.
Right.
It allows him, and he has some heart. I give him that. He has some heart and punch resistance, but I don't care how much punch resistance you got. When Wilder hits you behind, hit him, he going night.
Right.
Just like Joshua knocked you out. This was gonna be more brutal though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's like, but this dude, you're not a world champion level fighter, man. You're not.
Right.
I remember Ingram, you're a nice guy, bro. But you talking about Wilder should swerve? Swerve him for what? He's slow and stiff.
Right.
You gonna get beat up? Wilder gonna do whatever he want to get this slow ass dude. This dude who has no mobility, no lateral movement. His face, he defends with his face.
Exactly.
He's going to sleep, man. He's going to sleep. It's just a matter of when. But he's going to sleep. So I mean, I am not concerned about this dude. This dude ain't treating this guy like he Luis Ortiz or something. He ain't nowhere near on that level whatsoever, man.
Right. He
not even.
He talk like he's the boogeyman in the division, and everybody's avoiding him.
Right. Damn Dillian White, man. Should have just took that. I would have favored Dillian White to win. I don't understand why Dillian White wouldn't take that fight. Look, even if you didn't want to fight Deontay Wilder, you should have fought Dominic Brazil. Exactly. You beat up. You become the mandatory for Wilder and Joshua. Exactly. Wow, I mean, you got options. Like, man, yeah, I got all the cards. Right. He really would. Everything would be right there in his hands. Why would he allow? He said, I can whoop this dude. Yeah. I mean, Dillian White could have a chance to have one of those whatchamacallit again, State Puff Marshmallow Man, Lucas Brown type knockouts, man.
Yeah, he could have a statement. He could get a statement win over Dominic Breazeale, man.
Yeah, he right there to get hit. That left hook will land flush on Dominic Breazeale, man. I guess he worried about it. He hit him with that left hook. Dominic Breazeale will still be there, which is very possible, man. Because Dominic Breazeale can take a punch, man.
Right.
You gotta beat that dude down, man.
I mean, and I just watched that fight with him and Uzu, I just watched it just before we came on. And the body work that dude was putting on Dominic Breazeale was ridiculous, man. And he just ran out of juice.
And that's what I said. That's what Dillian White runs out of juice to. That's probably what he's scared of too.
Right.
Worried about if I can't get him out and I run out of juice, this dude. And if he does, you run out of juice against Dominic Breazeale, even when it's slow punch himself, he can't get you out of there. So it's a possibility. After seeing Parker stop him, he probably looking to avoid certain kind of dudes.
Right.
And maybe something in Dominic Breazeale that he sees, he's too resilient for me. He said, I don't need any more resilient kind of fights. But Derek Chisora is resilient, man. Even though, to me, I think that he should beat Derek Chisora. There's no guarantee. I mean, he should be able to beat him, but man, if you can't get Derek Chisora out of there, you give him any kind of window, he got a chance to get him up out of there. So.
Exactly. Hey, salute to Muhammad. This is the one in the super chat. He said, I call Dominic Breazeale Boo Boo Brazil. LOL. Salute to you, man. Appreciate the super chat. Hey, Callie, let me ask you a question, man. So,
yes, sir.
A dude came on, shout out to Ness in the Boxing Voice, man. And he did an interview, man. He's a professional ticket salesman for the sport of boxing. I just wanted to get your input on that, man. He said that the fight, he said that he felt like they overpriced the fight, the Wilder Fury fight, and then he said that he felt like they ended up lowering the price according to him. He said they ended up lowering the price, and he said they did very well coming out the gate, and then he said but they got overzealous. He said and then they raised the prices to an extreme number, and he said now they had, because they hit a wall, he said now they had to drop the prices to get the ball rolling again. Before you answer that, let me just shout out BFTV Boxing in the super chat. He said, Daryl Jinx is trash. That's not the fight UK guys want, because it'll show how bad Daryl is, and AJ will be exposed even more. Salute to BFTV Boxing in the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that, man? On the ticket sales, man. And the guy said that he said that Eddie Hearn knows this. He said that they all over exaggerate when it comes to live gates and ticket sales. He said they exaggerate by 30%. He said that Eddie Hearn does the same thing over in the UK. But we're referring to this Wilder Fury fight. He said
they can't do it in the United States because they said there's actual federal law. It's according to SEC, you have to give out the real live gate. So that's one thing you have to tell. You don't have to report the pay-per-view numbers, but the live gate in the United States, you have to.
Right.
That's like it's something that you literally have to. You literally can't lie about that one.
Right.
So yeah, you don't know what he's talking about. He was from the United Kingdom. Saying that?
No, he's from the States, actually.
From the States? Okay. Yeah, I do agree with him that they did rate. So I did hear that they raised the ticket prices up, and then they had to lower them down. Which is like, yeah, you guys should have kept them where they at. They would have been sold out.
Right.
At that rate. So I think they did get overzealous. And it's like, man, if you was gonna do that, then your fight card should have been what you had said it was. It was one thing when the fight card was. Well, you guys, and now the fight card don't look nothing like what you guys initially leaked out. So to me, I mean, for the fight card, you needed to, because the only thing you got on there really is the Wilder Fury card.
Right.
Everybody else is fighting tomato cans. No disrespect. I mean, I feel bad for Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz wanted to fight one of these dudes, but they don't want to fight him. So what they should have asked, which I don't think that they ever asked Dominic Breazeale if he wants to fight Luis Ortiz. Cause that would have been a good fight on the undercard,
right? But
Dominic Breazeale got beat up at the end of the day. But it's a fight that they wanted. But maybe But maybe there's probably a number of reasons, probably why they didn't want that fight to happen. Maybe not trying not to make Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz right away again. Yeah. That's how that would have happened again. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily trying to do that. I mean, that's coming anyway.
Right.
That'll probably coming next year. So or possibly at the end of this year, something like that. But that's
another thing he brought up. He said the location hurt it. He said that he felt like it would have been better to do his first pay-per-view and do it in Vegas. For whatever reason, he felt like Vegas, they didn't put up the money, which was weird to me. But he said LA, the Staples Center, put up, abundant of money to have the fight staged at the Staples Center. And they banking on the fact that the Dallas Mavericks are playing the Lakers on Friday. And they, the star power, coming in, and the Lakers having off Saturday night, so they banking on that. But he said the problem with them having a fight in Vegas was the fact that who is it? What's his name? Oh man, the young kid.
I think a UFC fight was going on around there.
No, what's his name is having a
Oh, was it Justin Timberlake or somebody like that was happening?
Exactly. Yeah, he's having a. But he felt like, right, and he said that he felt like they should have pushed the fight back to December 8th, because he said December 8th they had the room free, and he said the highest gates or something like that, something of that magnitude. Don't quote me on it, but he said that the Mayweather Ricky Hatton, it would have been the anniversary of it, and he said that particular date, December 8th, he said it does very well in Vegas. So he said that he was wondering why they didn't have it in Vegas, just waited a week later and have the fight. What's your thoughts on that?
Wow. With that being said, they probably should have had it, but I thought LA was cool. It was LA would have worked, man. It's just a matter of, to me, especially when they leaked out the fight card, even if they only kept one of those fights on there. They have none of those fights on there.
Right.
One of those, they would have had one of those extra fights on there, like Gervonta Tank Davis versus Abner Mares as the co-main event.
Right.
I mean, you need to put something like that on there.
Right.
Why would you take those type of fights on there? And I know Leo Santa Cruz, that still would have been on there versus Gary Russell Jr., but Leo Santa Cruz don't want to fight Gary Russell Jr. So that hurt. Because Leo Santa Cruz don't really want no smoke, man. With certain dudes, man. There's just some dudes that he's like, nope, I ain't fighting them, man. It seemed like, I hate to say this, man, but it seemed like there's certain brothers, man, he don't want to fight. He didn't want to fight, Gilmore Rigondeaux. Now he don't want to fight no Gary Russell Jr. I know he won't want to fight no Gervonta Tank Davis. I mean, this dude, I mean, like, he don't really want to fight no big punches or something like that, man. Or somebody who could possibly knock him out.
Hold on, Callie. Let me address this, man, because I see T. Robinson and people saying, am I repping Dazn? I'm not repping Dazn, man. It's the pictures is up there for the titles for what we talking about today. That's all it's about, man. We ain't repping Dazn and none of that, man. Blue ain't go to Dazn. LDBC.
Y'all gotta stop being paranoid, man.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
We ain't with Dazn and none of that, man. It's the logo's up there, man. It's the topic at hand. That's what that's there for. Let me just clear that up.
I use Dazn too, man. I put the Dazn logo in my videos, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't like trying to sell Dazn, man. But it's good to have somebody who has some type of connections over there anyway, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know people that work over there. I got connections over there, but I ain't with Dazn. It's the topic at hand. Salute the boxer, man. It's the topic at hand. That's what it's there for. It's a thumbnail. Right. It's a thumbnail, people. It's a thumbnail. So Cal, with that said, man, I had an interview with Sean Porter, man, and he said he ain't doing no business with Eddie Hearn, man. He said that, he told me that, what it is a lot of fighters are now inquiring about Dazn because of the deal that Canelo Alvarez got, and the fact that they seeing other fighters doing business over there outside of Eddie Hearn, man. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, to me, like I said before, I know people, like I said, I've completely had a turnaround on that situation. I started thinking about it like, that'd be dumb. If they're gonna throw you a whole bunch of money, why not go over there for a fight or two and get you a bunch of money? Don't even mean that the zone is gonna last, I think some of the stuff the Zone is doing is unsustainable. They're gonna have to find a way, because there's no guarantee that that the people who purchase Canelo fights are gonna stay for the year.
Right.
Are gonna watch them. This is how I see it happening. They're gonna buy Canelo fights and then they're gonna unsubscribe.
Right.
Again, and when the next Canelo fight happens, they'll sign up, and then once again they'll cancel, man.
Right.
I mean, unless you can provide them some fights, why would you want to waste $120, man, unless you're not getting the fights? Right. So the Zone, at some point, they're throwing this bag out of desperation. To me, it's desperation, a lot of this stuff.
Right.
But like I said, the whole idea about the Zone, whether people want to hear it or not, it's a good idea, man. It's just their product that they put out there has been awful.
Right.
Until they put out a better product, if they put out a better product, they got a chance. But to me, like I said before, the problem with the Zone is that I don't think you can rely on combat sports to keep you alive. I think you can use combat sports within that the grouping of sports, but you got to get some of the other American sports on there, man. Right. And honestly, you got Bellators. If you had UFC, that would help. But you got to be able to get college football or something on there. Get some college football on there or something, man. Try to see if you can get some of those. Get some of those mid-major schools for now until you can get something else.
Exactly.
I mean, but you got to break in some way, man. You have none of those sports. To me, you're not sustainable. You throwing all this money around. How are you gonna make some of this money back, man? Right. So to me, at some point, because your money, your revenue is based off of subscribers,
right? And
I know your subscribers aren't there, so I know they're getting desperate. So they're gonna start throwing more money at some of these fighters. They're like, nah, that's not. It's got to be. You got to have some other type of plan. You got to try to start offering some of these dudes money to be there long term. But then you need to start marketing. You start going to go speak to people in neighborhoods and stuff like that. Like, well, how can we get you to purchase our or to subscribe to our app? Right. And I'm like, man, you don't really have nothing outside of really before Canelo. The people aren't really all excited. People don't have to watch Anthony Joshua fight. Heck, people really don't know him here in the United States of America, man. I was asking people about him on my job yesterday. And I'm like, who the hell is that?
That's my thing. I was telling people the other day, man. Just yesterday on my stream, I was trying to explain to people, man. I said that Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, if they're not equal, as far as being known, they on the same playing field. People have this illusion that Anthony Joshua is more well-known than Deontay Wilder, which is not true. I said that Anthony Joshua is a big fish in a small pond with no real competition. In the States, Deontay Wilder got to deal with 4 major sports, and actually it should be considered 6, but we know why it's not considered 6, because they don't want to pay these college athletes. But college football is probably on the same level as the NFL. You get more people showing up for college football games than you do in the NFL. We got games. Ohio State hold over 100,000 people. Michigan hold over 100,000 people. Alabama hold 100,000 people. What else we got? Tennessee.
Texas A&M and Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Texas A&M and Texas.
Right.
Yep. And don't forget UCLA. UCLA holds, and UCLA and USC both hold 80 to 90 some thousand people and stuff like that. And you got a lot of these other colleges, 60, 70,000 people are being watched every Saturday, man. Right. So it's like, but people are. First, I gotta say this. No disrespect to the UK, but I guess you go for the event. Watching boxing from a stadium is awful. Right. It's too small. You can't see unless you're ringside. It's awful. You got to watch for the jumbotron. You might as well stay at home and watch, but I guess you just want to be part of the atmosphere. You know what I mean? So he wants to fight. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder ain't still selling out no Cowboy Stadium or anything like that. He told you want to fight in Cowboy Stadium. Dude, you ain't going to sell it out. Right. You might as well go fight in an arena where you can pack the place out for a reasonable price. And then you can bring over a bunch of your fans, but I don't know how many fans Anthony Joshua can actually bring over.
Exactly, and not to mention, Callie, we got to think about this, man. Deontay Wilder, high school. I said this yesterday, Callie, and you can elaborate on this because you know very well, right? High school football in the South, in certain parts on the West Coast, over in Cali, high school football is bigger than boxing.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, maybe in Southern California, man. Well, here's the thing, and like we have like four of the top, top 10. We got four of the top 15 schools within the state of California. We have De La Salle. We have what's the name? St. John's Bosco. We have Mater Dei, and then we have Centennial Corona. Man, three of the schools in Southern California. Of course, everybody know about De La Salle.
Right.
And yeah, those we go to, man. I remember when De La Salle played Pittsburgh High back in the day. It was on. We had it on the local TV, man. The stadium was full, packed out, man. It was only and it wasn't even really no standing room, man. We had all the local media was covering it. You know what I mean? It could get that big, man. And then now we got the state championship games and stuff like that too, man. It's very heck. High school football is now shown nationally every week now, where it didn't used to be like that, but now people know about these kids. These kids meet each other because they play against each other. Now they didn't used to. You didn't used to meet your high school, your former high school compadre until you got to college.
Right.
Now these kids are meeting because they're playing each other. Right. Every year these kids are meeting each other from Florida, California, Texas, Florida, Texas, Maryland, all this stuff. They're all playing each other. I mean, high school football is very, very popular within the United States of America, man. Anthony Joshua, he's not popular. Anthony Joshua should have been over here, man. Even if you fight somebody else, they should have had Anthony Joshua fighting some fights over here. Because people keep trying to tell me how much of him. He's not a global star. Right. You can't be a global star when you have no traction in North America or South America. He has no traction in the Western Hemisphere at all.
Hey,
Zero.
You know what the dude tried to tell me yesterday when I told him that that Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder their popularity is about the same. I said he's a big fish in a small pond. Dude switched it up on me and said, well, you do know the world is bigger than the U.S. This is what I said. Now we talking about globally.
Well, I guarantee you that neither guy is really known outside of the U.K.
Right.
And I mean, Anthony Joshua, I would say Anthony Joshua. This one dude was from South Africa telling me that's okay. I guarantee you that most people in your country don't know who the fuck Anthony Joshua is. I don't care what you say, man. Right. I guarantee you, the boxing. You don't really see too many boxers even coming out of South Africa. I guarantee they ain't watching that. They're watching soccer. I mean, in Nigeria, it makes sense, but I doubt the people in Ethiopia give a damn about Anthony Joshua. I can tell you that right now. Or anywhere else, pretty much in Africa. What do they got to relate to that dude for? What would a Kenyan care about a Nigerian? They don't. I'm gonna tell you this something right now, man. They're not worried about him. And Deontay Wilder, we know Deontay Wilder not really known over there either. But there are some people. Oh, touchdown, Texas A&M. All right, Travion Williams. But yeah, Deontay Wilder, man, he don't really have no traction. He don't really have no traction outside of the United States and the UK. The reason Wilder's known in the UK because of Anthony Joshua. We know that for a fact.
Right.
So outside of the UK and America, Deontay Wilder don't have no name recognition. These dudes aren't global stars. They're pretty much regional stars outside of a couple areas. They don't have a huge following. These people have this mindset. No, I'm telling you who's Floyd Mayweather is global.
Right.
He's global. Canelo.
And the thing about Floyd Mayweather, the crazy part about Floyd Mayweather is he ain't never fighting the 80,000 seat arena.
Nope.
Never.
But he could pack it out. If he decided to fight in the UK, I guarantee you he would have no problem filling out that Manchester Stadium. Because I know. Because you see them, dude. All they do is talk about it. Go ahead.
Callie, hold it down for me. Let me try to send Blood this link. Go ahead, hold it down.
Yeah, he would have no problems trying to sell out. He would have no problem selling out Manchester Stadium because. They love him, man. I'm telling you, you see a lot of the UK dudes, they love talking about Floyd Mayweather. They love talking about a lot of American fighters, man. You know what I mean? A lot of the UK dudes don't like Lennox Lewis. Because one thing about Lennox Lewis is kind of like a world traveler. Even though he had a United Kingdom accent, the guy he didn't really grow up there. He grew up in Canada, actually. Dude, Jamaican guy. And it's funny thing, him growing up in Canada, there's a lot of Jamaicans in Canada. So, just like it is in the UK, it was probably an easy transition for him dealing with a lot of Caribbean dudes, Caribbean people in Canada. So, and Canada's a cool little spot, Flo. So I'm not surprised that Lennox Lewis, man, that he's not really liked over there that much because of because he also fought for the Canadian Olympic team. You know what I mean? He matter of fact, he opened up a lot of training gym. Matter of fact, I know he started some type of boxing academy in Canada too, like that. So, but he does go back and show love to the UK. He has family in both places, man. But his real love is Jamaica because he's Jamaican. You know what I mean? His parents are from Jamaica, and you know what I mean? That's where his heart at. But he also has a house in the United States. So, dude, I'm pretty sure he has a place. I know he has a place in Canada too, but I'm pretty sure he has a place in the UK too. But I know his main location now. He resides in Jamaica, man. So, you know, Lennox Lewis, because he was a world traveler and didn't fight a lot in the UK. I don't know if he really built a rapport with UK fans. He actually built somewhat of a rapport with a lot of American fans. And Americans respect him because he was willing to travel around the world to fight. He wasn't afraid, man. If you called him out, he was ready to fight you right away. So I mean, you're just not gonna sit and talk about him and call him some coward. The moment you mention his name, he's trying to make the fight with you right away. There is no hesitation, some excuses of why you can't make the fight, or talking about I won't sell my soul. Lennox Lewis, man, say you owe me $50 million, man. We be fighting the next day. Lennox Lewis be ready to fight the next day. But some dudes are just built differently, man. And for whatever reason, all these dudes would hate on Lennox Lewis and Anthony Joshua fight wouldn't last long. I promise you, that would be a short fight, man. After Anthony Joshua would get knocked out, because I'm telling you right now, if Lennox Lewis would have put Anthony Joshua down, he wouldn't have been getting back up. And if he did get back up, he would have been finished. And then that'll been the end of Anthony Joshua's career. Because dude, you can just tell dude ain't built like that, man. Dude, there's something missing from that dude. But you know what I mean? I'm sick and tired of these dudes over there trying to act like Anthony Joshua is some mega star. He's not. He has no name recognition here, man. I can go up to people all over the place. Matter of fact, maybe I'll get Blue Blood to come up. We can go around LA, something like that. Away from the fight, though. We will get away from the fight. We'll go down around LA. I know that some of my family don't know who he is that live down in LA. I know they don't know who he is. We could go out, maybe go to Gardena or something like that and ask him about Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole hey Blood, I just sent it to you. Right now, Blood. Hey Cali, when I come out there, man, we're gonna go around LA, because LA is another major city just like New York. So we're gonna go through LA and document this. It's your hood. So I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna record as you go around. I'm gonna record you going around, and let's see just how many people know who Anthony Joshua is.
Oh, I know they don't know him. Especially if we going around, we ask a ton of Mexicans. They ain't going, who the hell is that? They be like, man. I said, man, I show him a picture of him. He said, who is that? Would he play? He play for the Rams? Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. That's the one thing. Oh, some dude tried to swear up and down. He said, man, I know that all the Mexicans and stuff like that, and all the Puerto Ricans, in the United States watch soccer. I said, nah. If they're American, if they're from here, I guarantee you, because I know I was actually friends with a dude that used to live in Brooklyn, and he lived out in California, and he's a New York Giants fan. He don't give a fuck about soccer. I'm gonna tell you right, he don't care about soccer, man. I'm gonna tell you the same thing about these Mexicans that live in California. They're Raiders fans, they're 49ers fans, they're Rams and Chargers fans, man, and they don't watch soccer. They have no interest in it at all. They go to the games and you'll see them, man. Matter of fact, you go to LA, you're gonna see fans and the Mexicans wearing Laker gear, Dodger gear, Raider gear. You'll see some wearing some Cowboy gear, Charger gear, and you won't see a lot of Charger gear, but you will see some. But you'll see Ram gear. But one thing you're not gonna see, you ain't gonna see too many soccer apparel unless they're from Mexico.
Exactly.
If they're from Mexico, you'll see.
Hey, Blood, you in here, Blood?
What up, Blood?
Hey, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, we got him in the building.
What's good with it, bro?
We got you in the building.
Hey, you know it, man. Up into his house.
Yes,
how y'all
sir.
doing, man?
We good, man. I had this picture up, man, and I know people was like, "Oh, Blue, y'all repping Dazn now?" Nah, man. It's just the topic I wanted to get. I wanted to discuss with Dazn and fighters joining Dazn and the ticket sales with this Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder. So we got the first episode of Blood Brothers Boxing going down, featuring my brother Cali Enigma. It's going down, y'all. So we got my brother Retro Boxing and Fit, and I was about to say Retro Boxing and Fitness, blood. Retro Boxing and documentary.
About me.
Retro Boxing, man. It's my brother Blood Boxing in the building. We got featuring the Cali Enigma in the building, man. So, Blood, what's your thoughts on this situation with as far as the ticket sales? Well, just what anything you want to say just to start off, Blood. Go ahead, man.
Shit, we could chime into whatever you talking. You talking about ticket sales?
Let me ask Blood a question right now, Blood. How many people you think are gonna watch Anthony Joshua over the Florida Gators?
Oh hell, now down here, shit, nobody, because they don't even know who Anthony Joshua is. They don't know him. Down here, it's SEC football all day. That's what's going on down here in Florida. So ain't nobody gonna watch Anthony Joshua over there, no damn SEC football.
I'm watching
it understand right now. Across the pond. They don't understand that boxing is not a big sport over here. First of all, who's gonna bring the sport back is somebody like Deontay Wilder. That's why we gotta support this Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight. So I'm gonna be encouraging everybody to buy the pay-per-view because, like I said before, this is the most important fight of this century. Okay? This is the most important fight. I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, if you look at any other heavyweight bout from this century, the only other ones that's significant is like Tyson versus Lewis versus the older Klitschko brother. This right here is a turning point in boxing. All right? The new era started in 2006. This is the first time we had two guys who willing to put it all on the line, ain't afraid to let go of the O. None of that bullshit. These guys could have went an easier route and continue to get money, but they out here, they want to prove they the best, so they should get rewarded for that. Nobody should be talking down this fight. You got all these motherfuckers in England trying to downplay the fight. They talking shit about Tyson Fury. So if Tyson Fury win the fight, then I don't want to hear shit. Like I said, Tyson Fury, he belong to us now. He American now, okay? You guys don't rep him over there. And plus, ain't nothing but a bunch of cowards over there always trying to put barriers in front of these fights and stuff, talking about stupid, irrelevant subject matter, such as A side versus B side, how many ticket sales and all that. What you give a fuck about the ticket sales for? If you ain't even over here and you ain't buying one, don't talk about the pay-per-view. What you worried about the fucking ticket sales for? That's just something else to argue about. Oh, he didn't get enough ticket sales, so Anthony Joshua, the A side. Keep the negotiations behind the fucking scenes, okay? Point blank, period. Because these parasites, they don't need to know nothing about these fighters' money anyway. They ain't getting none of the money, so why they worried about it? That's what I got to say about it so far. Yeah. We'll open it up like that.
That was the good old days. Those were the good old days when you didn't hear about the fighters' purses. You know what I mean? You just got to see the fight.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it needs to go back to that. Blood is absolutely right because it's a shame. Now it's an excuse for why fans want to stop fights. Because that's all I keep hearing about now from these Anthony Joshua fans. Because like I said, I hadn't done an Anthony Joshua video in a while, man. But I did something yesterday because he ran his mouth, about Deontay Wilder. So I said, look, man. People are like, you guys act like 60-40, that Wilder deserves 60-40. I said, you guys watch Joseph Parker, who came off of YouTube against Huey Fury, didn't even look good. He got 33%. But Wilder, and he's coming from New Zealand, but Wilder's coming from the USA, don't deserve no real pay. They said Wilder need to know his role and accept a flat fee. I said, you guys don't want to see the fight, man. You guys over here being stupid. Even though Wilder offered him $80 million guaranteed, but it don't matter. He want to fight for his country. I said, so Wilder, who offers Anthony Joshua $80 million guaranteed, he don't deserve no percentage split at all. So that's like I said, those fans, they don't care about the sport of boxing, man. Only thing they watch, because them same dudes who come on every single video that's about Anthony Joshua, every single one, they don't pay attention to this stuff, man. These dudes only come on to argue and argue about stuff that they don't even know what's going on. Like, they really don't pay attention to anything. But they want to argue with you like they have bits and pieces that they think are facts. Then you give them more facts, so they result to name calling them like, well, man, fuck you. You're why don't you go lick some cock or some shit? Like what kind of answer is that? I mean, that's your response to me because you can't give a real answer of why Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua shouldn't be 50-50, or at least Wilder should get like 45% or something like that. Wilder, the guy who offered Anthony Joshua the biggest guarantee in the history of the sport, that guy doesn't deserve no percentage split. He deserves a flat fee, and really, some of them saying he don't deserve anything. I said, when you saying that, that's because you don't want to see the fight, dude. And all this stuff that has come out why Anthony Joshua don't want to fight. Anthony Joshua keep telling y'all he don't want to fight. Trying to negotiate with Deontay Wilder in the middle of his training camp is a sign that the dude don't want to fight. Meanwhile, I don't know if you guys remember, last March, Eddie Hearn actually mentioned, he said, well, I'll tell you Anthony Joshua prefers to fight. He preferred to fight Dillian White. Then all of a sudden, Luis Ortiz and Dillian White were ordered by the WBC, and then all of a sudden, and then you have Dillian White crying and complaining, man, this is BS, man, this is crap, man. But you was just calling him an old man, a decrepit old man, an ancient, a fossil, an ancient fossil. On top of that, a granddaddy. You were calling this dude old, but when you had an opportunity to fight him, you found a way to get out. When he got Joseph Parker, he was so happy. Man, dude never wanted to fight Luis Ortiz because he never wanted to fight Deontay Wilder, man. But he loved to run his mouth and hate. Dude, at the end of the day, but this dude gets defended too. They defend him, but they don't want to. And then you guys defend all this ducking. Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, ducking Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder. That's okay because y'all don't want to see the fight at the end of the day. You want to argue with people, but you don't want to see the fight.
Hold on 1 second, Callie. Salute to BFTB Boxing in the super chat. He said, Retro, that's my next video. Fury belongs to us. Salute to Matt Wade in the super chat. He said, hey, Blood, 180.
180. Hey, best fight, the best boxing. Hey, man, I would love to get on the stream with you, man. I love your energy and everything. And I want to put some of these guys to rest, man. So, yeah, man, go on and put that out, man. And you know what? These guys are not getting enough credit for putting this fight together without all the negotiations coming forward. I have no idea how much these brothers are getting paid. I don't care how much they're getting paid. It shouldn't be an issue. Look, let's just see the fight. All this stuff, all these created arguments just to, have something to talk about, it's bullshit. The way we get these guys to fight is we let them know our expectation and they iron the shit out behind the scenes. Don't bring it forth unless they got it ironed out. If not, Deontay Wilder needs to start moving towards the 50-0 because he's getting old. Okay, he already turned 33. In the next few years, he's going to start to slow down. I think he should. Don't worry about Anthony Joshua. Let them do their thing over there because they talk delusional anyway. When they ready to get the fight going, iron the shit out behind the scenes, bring forth to us that you got it all worked out, and we don't have to argue over A side and B side because fans shouldn't be arguing over that shit anyway. All right,
that's a fact. Hey, Blood, what you think about fighters joining DAZN, man, and DAZN throwing big money at these fighters? I talked to Sean Porter, and he said that he wasn't going to do no business with Eddie Hearn, but a lot of fighters are looking at the fact that they could get deals done with DAZN without dealing with Eddie Hearn. What's your thoughts on that, Blood?
Oh, man, absolutely, man. Look, I bought the DAZN app. First of all, let me say something. The DAZN app, they feature the Undisputed Champ, and they feature the WBSS. I heard some people saying that the best fighters are not in the division. In the cruiserweight division, the best fighters are in the fucking WBSS. Okay, I got the list right up here right now, and I got the ranking system in front of me. The best fighters in cruiserweight are involved in the in this WBSS. Somebody come out and tell me who's not in it, who should be in it. At 140, we pretty much got all the best players at 140 too. I don't know much about them little guys, but I've been watching here at 140. I'm looking at their ranking now. The best guys.
Hey, Blood, Jose Ramirez.
Because Maurice Hooker ain't in it, man. Fuck Maurice Hooker.
Maurice Hooker backed out too because he got paid by Bob Arum not to. He pretty much gonna sell his belt when he end up losing to this. He lose to Alex Aceto, and then Jose Ramirez was afraid of Regis Prograis, so Bob Arum once again did whatever he needed to do to make sure that he what he kept doing is canceling purse bids. So Regis Prograis couldn't fight him. Otherwise, the WBC main belt would be in there too. Then, Josh Taylor didn't even waste his time with trying to fight Jose Ramirez because he didn't have the money to try to get the WBC to play ball so he can actually get a shot at Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez can't beat neither one of them dudes, man.
Exactly.
But right now,
exactly. Josh Taylor is one hell of a fighter, and so is Regis Prograis. You got the best two in there. So I don't know where people are talking about. It's just that you don't want to look into the fighters. You know, these are the best fighters in the division. I've been looking at these fucking divisions for like the last 3 weeks now. I've been looking at all these guys' fights, okay? You got the best at super lightweight, and you got the best at cruiserweight. In fact, in cruiserweight, you got a few people like Dorticos, them, Breedis, they coming back into the tournament, and they two of the best out there, okay? They don't have Gassiev in this one, but, you know, they got the best fighters up fourth, you know, so we supposed to mash the WBSS because Ramirez, who's a punk, don't want to get involved, and Maurice Hooker got bought out. Fuck that, man. Shit, I'm gonna support it. It's only $9.99 for DAZN, so I bought it because shit, I'll drop somebody $9.99 in the super chat. It ain't nothing to me. It ain't no sweat off my back, so I can see some boxing. I want to see what product they pushing, so I could really make my assessment accurately. So yes, I bought the app. And I haven't had a chance to really look at it good yet, but from what I see so far, this boxing on this only cost me $9.99. Shit, in fact, I'm not even paying right now. Shit, I'll decide if I want to pay after the 30 days, after the free trial.
And that's the thing, Blood. I was trying to Blood and Cali. I was trying to explain to people that because a lot of people feel like they link Eddie Hearn with DAZN, and they don't realize that DAZN is just a platform. It has Eddie Hearn. Yeah, Eddie Hearn was the first person to announce boxing on DAZN, but DAZN itself is a streaming app, and its rival is not the PBC. If its rival is anything, it would be ESPN because it features multiple sports on the app, on the streaming app. So, well, a lot of people feel like if they buy DAZN, they slighting the PBC and Al Heyman, man. That's not what it's about. It's about the sport of boxing, man. And as long as they're giving us the best fights, you know, they honoring the fan and our dollar. That's all it should be about, man. What you think, Blood?
Yeah, I agree with you, but DAZN has some work to put in. I mean, they have some good fighting going on. They got the WBSS. Once again, I'm not going to shit on that because the best fighters are fighting the best. I'll debate anybody on it. You pull your ranking system. Let's talk about it. We could go into detail and break the shit down. I'm telling you right now that in cruiserweight and super lightweight, the best fighters are in there. There's a few guys who are not in there. It's just like the same situation years ago when you had Andre Ward and all of them in that Super 8, and you had the one guy, you know, the guy from Canada. What's his name again? He didn't enter as super middleweight because he had a belt. You know, the guy who was losing his hair in the front, man. I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a guy who had a belt who didn't come into it, and you know, shit, that you weren't gonna discredit Andre Ward because that punk didn't get involved in the tournament. I mean, shit, if these guys want to be real fighters, they should get involved in the tournament, but they're too busy being celebrity fighters, and they got a celebrity, fans hungered, fan club, and got all these celebrity chasing media men promoting them and stuff like that, you know, so they feel like they're above entering the tournament. So fuck them. That's the way I look at it. I'm gonna look at the damn tournament.
You're talking about Lucian Bute.
Bute, that's him. Yes, sir. Thank you.
The only thing I don't like about DAZN is that they just came out. They came out last week and said that all deals now for fighters have to go through Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya. I said, man, that's the wrong way to go about it, man. The fighter should be able to come to you directly and not have to go through one of those two, man. Some people may not want to do business might not want to do business with either one of them dudes, man. So to me, I think you're DAZN is going about that the wrong way to even say that. They might want to come up off that, in my opinion, instead of try to force the fighters to have to do business with Eddie Hearn or Oscar De La Hoya. If the fighters want to do business with them too, fine, but they should have the option to not have to do business with Eddie Hearn or Oscar De La Hoya. So yeah, DAZN actually released a statement on that. I think it was earlier this week or at the end of last week where they stated that. I said that's a mistake, man. Don't say that. Don't force fighters to have to go through them as the middleman, because a lot of fighters were like, I don't want to work with this dude, man. So don't disrespect us like that.
I think that if a fighter like Charlo or Errol Spence, one of them talented fighters, I don't think that they need a middleman. If they go directly to DAZN, come on, DAZN will pick these guys up, man. These guys gotta they boxing businessmen, so they gotta do what's best for themselves. And as long as you got people promoting these guys and willing to support them without them fighting the best, they're gonna continue to do what they're doing. I don't feel sorry for these Charlo guys for getting frozen out and shit like that, because they're the way they act anyways. I'm not gonna support that shit, man. Either you be boisterous and you let us know where the shortcomings are coming up at, and stop taking step aside money and all of that stuff, and then I could support you. But with what they doing right now, no, I'd rather support the WBSS because it's got the best fighters in the division. Once again, you name me a fighter cruiserweight who should be in there that's not, okay? And there's, you name one or two from, you guys can name one or two from the other division, Maurice Hooker and Ramirez, but they're chumps, okay? Just they're in the same boat as Lucien Boutte, all right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm Jazzy T. I see you in the comment section. You say you don't agree with me, then what do you agree with? You agree with supporting celebrity boxers? Is that what you agree with? And them giving us stupid ass matchups like Willie Monroe Jr. versus Charlo? Nobody want to see that shit, man. What they got at the WBSS is better than that. Willie Monroe versus Charlo. Who the fuck want to see that?
And that's my
how much longer are we gonna have these kind of fights? Recycle fights and stuff like that. Nobody got time for that. We don't even know who Keith Thurman gonna fight. You know, I'm not gonna blame a particular outfit. I'm not gonna blame a network. I'm gonna blame the fighter first, okay? The fighter first, because in all of these networks, whether it be the PBC, the Zone, you know, whoever they deal with, ESPN and Top Rank, they have bitch fighters in all of them, and they have, you know, less warriors than they have bitch fighters.
And that's,
you know,
that's my issue, man. I said with Jamal Charlo, man, a lot of people got mad at me because I feel like, you know, Jamal Charlo, man, he need to fight better competition. His last 3 fights, including this Willie Monroe fight, man, it's just not cutting it. It's just not cutting it, man. I mean, I feel like, listen.
I thought the Zaleski fight would have been a good fight for him, man, instead of Willie Monroe. I thought when he was fighting Zaleski, to me, I know Willie Monroe called him out, but I was like, man, that's something you could take off as a, you know, as a stay busy type. To me, Zaleski would have been a better fight to pick, man. He's a better fighter. He's far better than a Willie Monroe Jr., man. And I think that would have been a better way to gauge where Jamal Charlo was at too. So I agree with that part, man. You know, I'm not gonna argue with you. I think he definitely should. But I mean, it would look like at one point we can. I knew he was never gonna get Triple G. Triple G ain't never fighting that dude, man. And, you know what I mean? That's one of the problems. He could have got judged by fighting Triple G, but as you know, Triple G didn't want to take that fight. So I mean, it's all the stuff. This is where boxing is at right now. To me, I have no problem with the Zone. If the Zone, like I told people yesterday, I said if the Zone starts making good fights, if they're making worthy fights, I'll buy it. If they're putting together the best fights, but heck, they're not going to put together the best fights either. So at the end of the day, we got what we got, man.
And that's
they're putting together the best fights at cruiserweight, and they're putting together the best fights at super lightweight. So, you know, like I said, I don't know the smaller division. I do know that Nonito Donaire is fighting today, but you know, I don't follow the smaller guys as much, I must admit. But I'm gonna watch and see how it goes. But as far as super lightweight and cruiserweight, you got the best fighters in the division. The cruiserweight division, I'm looking at the rankings now. More of these guys at this division fought each other than any other division all across the spreadsheet. Okay, I'm gonna do a video. I'm willing to break it down. I'll show you guys how many of these top 10s across the board has fought each other. And I guarantee you, in cruiserweight, they have the most legit ranking system. All right. So right there, you already have something that no one else is giving us. So no, I'm not gonna let some little hang up with Eddie Hearn stop me from paying a little $9.99. I don't give a fuck about the $9.99.
Right.
You know. But they still got to put forth a better product. There's room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. And we got to voice our opinions as fans and let Bob Arum know that, hey, you got to get your fighters involved in tournaments. And Al Heyman, you got to get your fighters involved in tournaments. And, you know, we got to start rewarding these. We ain't afraid to let the O go, like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. They're putting it all on the line. How many of these other fighters are doing this in middleweight and welterweight? They want to fight recycled fighters and guys who are out of their weight class and all kind of stuff. That Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a phenomenal fighter, but he never ruled his division. Back in the day when fighters would move up, Pernell Whitaker, Alexis Aguelo, all of those fighters, when they would move up, even if you want to take it back as far as Ike Williams and people like that, when these fighters moved up, Okay, they had already dominated their division. You still got unfinished business through Lomachenko. You guys didn't make that fight happen. You ignored the fans. I'm not about to promote any celebrity boxers anymore. Fuck that. Why should I build another man? Why should I build someone else over someone who's out there trying to be the best? Fuck that bullshit. And the best are in the WBSS. How can you actually say that there's not the best in the WBSS when there's not even a legit ranking system and these guys ain't fighting nobody? So you can't talk that shit about the best ain't there because one of your favorite celebrity fighters ain't present. That's their fault they ain't present. Fuck them. They want to go and fight recycled fighters like Willie Monroe and people out their division and all. It's a bullshit, bro.
Yep, I agree. Hold on one second, y'all.
No,
Hold on one second.
I agree, but I have another way to watch it. So it's not that I need to see more than just the World Boxing Super Series on the Zone, man.
Callie,
something that's been offered in the UK. Go ahead, bro.
Hold on one second, Callie. Salute to BFTV Boxing in the super chat. He said, "Without Wilder, the Zone will fail. He's the US key. He's the key to the US, the market." What you think about that, Callie?
I disagree with that, man. I don't think you necessarily have to. I mean, they would definitely help if they got Wilder, but I don't think it's necessarily the key, man. If they just got some more marquee fighters on there too, but it's not just boxing. Like I said, they can have PBC. They can have all the PBC roster with on top of Ty. They can have a top rank on there. And it's not going to succeed, man, because at the end of the day, they don't have one of the big four. Boxing is not big enough here, and we all know that people don't really care about Bellator. So like I said, boxing and combat sports aren't big enough to really be sustainable on their own. The UFC has their own platform, but they utilize Fox. So you know what I mean? That's my point. That you have to have one of the big four. They got to have baseball, basketball, football, hockey on there to get people. Without those sports, to me, it ain't sustainable, bro. It's not boxing, just not big enough here. People just don't care about it enough for it to survive. You know what I mean?
By ignoring these fighters, that doesn't help either. By saying stuff like, well, I'm not gonna talk about Progress because nobody's gonna click the video. That's ridiculous, man.
I made videos on Progress. They don't care about them. I made videos on Progress.
Keep talking about these guys. They got, some of these guys with big platforms, they could build these fighters up, man. The ones who are really doing something, man. Shit, I'm gonna continue to talk about who's boxing. It ain't about to prove that I'm a boxing fan or nothing like that. I'm tired of the fucking celebrity fighters. I'm pissed off at them. I'm pissed off at their fan bases because they got dick pulling tendencies. And anybody who want to talk to me about it, hey, let me know. Shit, I'm willing to debate. I'll debate people. What's up with it? I'm willing to debate.
Hey, Blood. Lawrence Williams said, "Is it Charlo's fault that he can't get the fights that we want to see him in?"
Well, it's not all his fault, but it is partially his fault, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I saw Charlo at all these events coming up here acting like a fool, running around with Tank Davis and Adrian Broner and stuff. He could have been at that presser. He could have been at the Canelo Alvarez Golovkin presser. Like I said on my stream last night, I did a real late 2 a.m. stream last night, and like I said, when Antonio Tarver wanted the fight with Roy Jones, who was on top of the world, what did he do? He started showing up at this guy's pressers. Okay, this has been happening for a long time. You want to talk about that? Well, look at Mark Breland, who's Deontay Wilder's trainer. He was at the top of the welterweight division at one time. If you take it back to 1990, he was at the top of the welterweight division. He had a strap. Aaron Superman Davis wanted to fight him. So Aaron Superman Davis, I know most of you guys won't know who he is, but Aaron Superman Davis started going to this man's presses and pressing him and begging for that fight and calling him out, calling him a chump. And that's how you get the fight. You go out there and you let them know that these guys are being cowards and they being punks. But Charlo them, they just want people to kiss up behind them. I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but they want these reporters to kiss up behind them and stuff like that. And they want to go out and create all these stupid shows and stuff. They're not out there pushing for the fight. So why should I push for it? Somebody tell me that.
Hey, no, you know what, Blunt? So I said this in my quick live yesterday while I was at work. I said, look, man, even without all this, I said, these dudes aren't really trying to fight Jamal Charlo, but I said Jamal Charlo needs to be more vocal, man. He hasn't been more vocal, man. He needs to speak out more, make a lot of more noise, Go out there and complain. Find the media, complain. I don't care if you need to go to ESPN, do whatever you need to go. Go to Telemundo, complain. Like, man, this dude ain't trying to fight me, man. Y'all gonna allow this dude to sidestep me? He should be trashing Triple G every day.
I mean, and we saw in Cali, we seen Erislandy Lara do it, and he got the fight.
Exactly. No.
Yep. You know, and I'm just saying, if you do all that, and I said the only one. This is what I said, and that's what I said in last week, and then pretty much that's what I said last week. I said the only one who really went out of his way trying to make a fight in boxing that I've seen so far in boxing is Deontay Wilder. He's the only one that exhausted every resource to make a fight and didn't get it. So if you do all that with Deontay Wilder, I expect dudes to do what Deontay Wilder did. That's what I really do. I really expect dudes to go out of their way to try to make the fight. If they turn you down after that, then you have to write the trash talk. But unfortunately, there will still be people here within the United States who are going to roll with Canelo, but you still should do it. Do it. At least it'll show, and it'll also increase your profile by going out there doing that. Because it worked for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's profile got increased during the whole Anthony Joshua situation when he was going out there trying to make the fight. And then on top of that, meanwhile, during his other fights, he was getting highlight reel knockouts. So that's what Jamal Charlo should. To me, that's the blueprint right there, man. If dudes don't want to fight you, go humiliate them, embarrass them. Like, man, trash this dude every day until he has to fight you. Because right now, Canelo Alvarez guaranteed that $300 million on the Zone app, and I heard he got like another 4 fight extension or something like that too. Hey, Canelo Alvarez has no reason to go fight nothing but lower level competition and throughout the duration of his contract. For what? The money's guaranteed anyway. So, man, if the Zone is still around, why would he have to fight Jamal Charlo? He don't have to. Make him drop them belts. If he dropped the belts, then you can really trash him. You know what I mean? So that's what you have to do. You need to destroy Triple G and Canelo Alvarez every day.
Yeah, and somebody in the comment section said too that I have something personal against the Charlos. No, if they was going out and they was pressing the fight similar to what Deontay Wilder did to Anthony Joshua, he let everybody know that I did everything I could to get this fight. Now I could say start speaking out for Charlo. Once he's done what he needs to do as a fighter, it's not my job to pull his dick and bill him. Once he's done what he needed to do, just like what Deontay Wilder did, then we could go out and say, man, you a real coward. This man came to your press conference. This man called you out. But he's taking step aside money and shit like that. That's why he ain't calling these guys out. So no, I don't got no love for that, man. Ain't nothing personal. Well, it might be kind of personal, but it's not nothing personal against them as a human being or something like that. I'm happy for them brothers that they getting money, because so many people got shitted on in the sport. They can't talk now. They don't got no money left. Look at Marlon Starlin and Donald Curry and guys like that. They don't got no money left, nothing to show for all the hard work they put in. But at the same time, man, these guys got to go out there. They got to show us that they want these best fights. They got to stop taking step aside money and all of that stuff and expecting us to promote them for free, right. for absolutely free. You go out there, you call for these fights. Fighters have done it throughout boxing history. They've showed up at press conferences, showed up at fights and asked for the fight. You go out there and you do that instead of going around, dicking around, walking around with your purse on and all of that stuff. Man, nobody want to see that shit, man. You either want the fight or you don't.
And we seen Muhammad Ali used to do it, and everybody laughed at Shannon Briggs for doing it, but it worked. It brought Shannon Briggs, back to the limelight.
Yes, it did. And we could defend these guys. They give us something to defend them when they have that kind of activity and they're behaving like fighters supposed to behave. Not, expecting people to walk up to them with a camera and smile in their face and pull their dick so they could have some attitude and all of that stuff. Nobody want to see that. Tank Davis, somebody came up with a camera. He took the camera out of a fan, slapped the camera out of a fan's hand. I'm telling you right now, I'm a little older now, but I'll whoop Tank Davis' little ass. If he slapped my camera out my hand, I would have picked my phone up and went upside his motherfucking head. I'm right here in Florida. I heard he trained in Florida. Hey, if you got a problem with it, you can find me. I'll go right inside his little head with my fucking camera.
He's back to training in the DMV now. He back to training in the DMV now. He's not training over there in Florida no more, man. He not even So he got away from it. He just went back to training at Baltimore. So last time I saw him, he was in camp with Jared Hurd. So he's back in the DMV, man. He ain't out there in Florida no more. But
speaking of training, I saw. Did y'all see that clip? Adrian Broner training, man, and he had a little pot belly, man. Unbelievable, man. These dudes just refuse to live the fighter's lifestyle.
Yeah, they're not going to, man. And like I said, man, boxing, there's so many other sports besides boxing, which is why I haven't been all that excited about it. But I understand about the sport the way it is. It is what it is at this point, man. Like I said, thank God for the NBA. Thank God for college football. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna continue to enjoy these. Thank God for some from hockey too. College basketball getting ready to start up. You know what I mean? We got the Maui Invitation and all that stuff coming up. What is? I think they got a couple tournaments gonna be at Madison Square Garden. So I'm pretty sure I won't be surprised if Blue Bloods show up at one of those. And man, especially had like Syracuse or somebody like that there. So I mean, this gonna be
Kelly, if we stood strong as a fan base and we started really boycotting and things like that, it will work. But the problem is we can't do it because there's too many scorekeepers in this sport. You know, these type of guys who like to sit on the sideline, argue about why their fighters should be the A side. Like I said, when we was kids, it was always those type of guys. We'll go out and play basketball. I don't want to play. I'll keep scoring the side. When you got a bunch of those guys coming in the boxing now, you know, we can't get it done because we can never be on the same page as these promoters, these fan promoters and fan managers that want to be Eddie Hearn and stuff like that.
Hey, but Blue Blood, here's the thing though, Blue Blood. I mean, not Blue Blood, I'm sorry, Blood. Here's the thing about this Blood. You know what I'm saying? They don't. These guys are here to antagonize you and here's the thing. They're afraid. Matter of fact, I had a dude tell me when I remember this was way back early this year when we was talking about Deontay Wilder. And dude, I said, man, do you want to see the fight or not? He said, no, I don't want to see the fight. I said, why? He said, well, I don't feel confident in it. I'm gonna get the result that I want to see. So if I never see the fight, I said, this is where most of them dudes feel, man. So it's not just with that. It's the same way. What I've learned, what I've noticed when it comes to these fighters, man, a lot of the fans, man, it's not just in the UK. This is across the board. What I was complaining about is that fans will come up with an excuse the moment that their favorite fighter starts talking like a businessman. Fans are completely okay with that. They're completely okay with that. They don't mind. They don't care that their favorite fighter is not talking about, oh yeah, you know what I mean? You know, if it's just business, you know what I mean? No, man, you know what, man? I'm an A side. No, man, you know what? I'm looking for a certain type of percentage, and you know, when it comes to the fight, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Oh man, that dude. Well, you know what I mean? He better know his role. He better know his role, because he only deserves X amount of dollars. Matter of fact, I don't even know. Matter of fact, if he want, he just accept a flat fee. Or how about this? Well, you know what I mean? Well, I'm not gonna fight him until I feel like I've taken care of everything on my side, so I can make sure that I'm a super A side and I can sun this dude. You know what I mean? And this is the way boxing is now. But fans, instead of the fans get mad at you for pointing stuff out. They get mad at you. They get mad at you for pointing it out. Yeah. I'm like, man, I don't want to see this. Go ahead.
Chris Walker brought up a good point, man, about the UFC compared to boxing. And I thought about this, man. I just did the math yesterday, and I was going to do a video on this. That dude Lewis that won on, because they fought the Conor McGregor Khabib undercard. That dude Lewis, and he called out what's the other dude name? The UFC, the heavyweight dude that fought John Jones, Daniel Cormier.
Cormier, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that dude Lewis called him out after he knocked out that dude, and they fighting tonight already. That was just September 22nd.
I know that fight just turned around already. Because here's the thing, though, UFC has unilateral control, so they don't have to worry about dealing with the bogus politics that boxing has to deal with, because there's so many different entities, pulling strings behind the scenes and stuff like that. We got too many hands in the pot in boxing, and that's why there needs to be some type of commission. Well, first thing, there's too many sanctioning bodies, man. You know what I mean? Here's the thing: if you're getting screwed, if I'm a fighter and I'm getting screwed over by a sanctioning body, I don't even care about going fighting for that belt no more. Why? What is that fighting for that belt gonna do for touchdown tags and them? And what is that fight gonna do for me anyway? I mean, that belt gonna do for me. Why should I continue to go half it? I knowing, and that's why I don't understand why Jamal Charlo, man. What I brought up, I ain't gonna lie, and the other homie brought up Goodfellow Sports TV. I know you guys, everybody don't like him right now, but is that Jamal Charlo? We were saying that Jamal Charlo should have went another route. He should have never went after the interim belt because. But everybody knows that if Canelo, we all knew Canelo was going to win the fight against Triple G. Whether I thought it was a draw, but some people disagree with me. Okay, cool. But we knew that at the end of the day, Canelo was going to be the winner unless Triple G knocked him out. So we knew that the WBC already showed you that they were going to be on Canelo's side the entire way when it came to the whole Clenbuterol situation. Well, we believe it was tainted meat. Get out of here, man. I don't believe that garbage.
Not only that, Cali and Blood. The crazy part about it is Mauricio Suleiman came out and he absolutely showed his biasness. He said he was jumping up and down and cheering that Canelo put on the show and beat Triple G. If you're a sanctioned body, then you shouldn't be taken aside. It should be drawn down the middle, directly down the middle. But this goes to show that these sanctioned bodies want certain things out of certain fighters, man. Like I did that interview with Sean Porter, and he made it very clear that the WBC did not want him to defend his title versus Errol Spence next. They were pulling him in the direction of defending, having a voluntary defense before he faced Errol Spence, who they didn't want to share him with another sanctioned body, which is ridiculous. What you think about that, Blood?
I'm going to tell you where they dropped the ball, bro, okay? When the PBC first came out, they started downplaying the belts. Think back when they first came out. These guys was walking out by themselves. They had a program going. What they should have did is they should have weeded out the belts. PBC should get their own fucking belts, just like what the UFC has. Just get rid of the WBA, the WBC, the WB on the IBF. That whole program, it's played out now. Just create a PBC belt, create a DAZN belt, and let's just do it like that. One belt for each of these fucking outfits.
Hey, this is what I brought up.
Or whatever.
That's what I brought up, Blood. I said that they might as well just go ahead and become leagues and just going about just like it'll be like the UFC.
It'd be better off.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Your leagues. You have your own league. You're the champion of your league in your weight division, and move on about that. And then that will get rid of the sanctioned bodies. Will probably get some mac right after that, though. You know what I mean? That would motivate you a little bit more. And like, man, you're irrelevant now. I mean, I would say this: if you do want to keep one of the sanctioning bodies, how about just stick with the IBF? The IBS is it's evil, but it's the lesser evil of the other three sanctioning bodies, in my opinion. I would go with the IBF. At least the IBF has to be somewhat fair because it's located within the U.S. in New Jersey. So I think that if I'm an American fighter, F the WBO, the WBC, and the WBA. IBF only.
Chris Brown in the comments section, Chris Brown 45, he says they don't want a unified champion. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Brown, there was a unified champion in Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia had two of the fucking belts. He had the WBC and the IBF. So at some point, you got to blame the fighters too, because they relinquished these belts. That just shows you that these belts don't mean nothing anymore. You didn't see fighters back in the day, Henry Armstrong and them giving up their belts and all of that. But now there's so many belts that they relinquished them. Mikey Garcia was a unified champ, because let's not forget, unified just means you have more than one belt. Undisputed is what we want. Anthony Joshua was a unified champ. He might come up off of one of those belts. Say he has to fight Luis Ortiz or something like that. He'd probably come off the belt before he fights the guy. You know, and that's the kind of system that we live in now. We need to get rid of these belts. If they do leagues, I would prefer that, because if you have a DAZN champion and then you have a PBC champion, then we could demand these fights. It would be a lot easier for us to demand it, but at least we'll have a valid ranking system. It's either you fight at DAZN, you fight at PBC, you fight at Top Rank, but they need to have their own ranking system and their own belt. That's less belts right there. Imagine if we just had a PBC belt, a DAZN belt, and a Top Rank belt. That's three belts that we got to worry about. At least we'll know who these guys are, and then we can demand for these guys to fight each other. They need to get rid of these sanctioning bodies, man. Point blank, period. And these fighters that fighting them, they hide in the politics. Mikey Garcia is a unified champ. He wasn't willing to do what he needed to do to get that WBA strap, which belongs to Lomachenko, and Pedraza over there, the WBO. He wasn't willing to do what he needed to do. He'll rather move up and take a celebrity fight. So, hey, and people are cool with that shit. Just like that whole thing with Lomachenko and Rigondeaux. I told y'all several years ago that fight was stupid and this and that, and nobody wanted to listen to me. They had hang-ups and other hang-ups and shit. And what ended up happening is Rigondeaux got his old ass and then got beat up by a bigger, younger guy. This shit is stupid. Back in the day, you dominated a weight class before you move up. These guys don't dominate. They jump to weight class depending on what's good for them. They don't care about the fans. And, I'm tired of people promoting that shit. So I'm speaking out against it. And that's my only hang up. My hang up is what's going on right now. It's not to be hating on media guys and all of that, because if the media guys was doing the job, I wouldn't hate on them. Okay, I'm not here to hate on other YouTube channels and stuff. I don't want to do that. But at some point, somebody got to speak up, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man. It's just like I was looking at that whole situation when I talked to Alberto Machado, and he had no idea that Tank Davis and Cuellar was fighting for the WBA strap, his very own strap. He said that he was watching the fight, just sitting down watching the fight as a fan. And then he realized that they was fighting for his belt. And still to today, that was April 21st, 2018. He just fought in October 27th, and still in the week of October 27th, his fight week, he still didn't know. There was no clarification from the WBA to let him know where he stood with the WBA. He didn't know if he was the super champion. He didn't know if he was the regular champion. He still didn't know where he stood as far as him, his ranking system with the WBA and Tank Davis ranking system, which is totally disgusting, man.
That's sad, man. That's sad. That just shows you that. And then within each of these sanctioning bodies, like with the Regis Prograis situation, you have a silver belt, a diamond belt. All of that stuff is just to put money in these guys, in these executives' pockets. It's not my job to put money into their pocket. I don't give a fuck if they wife go out and get a new boob job. It's not my job to support that shit. I want the best to fight the best. I want to see the money go into the fighter's pocket. I don't want to see the money going to Eddie Hearn pocket. I want to see it going to Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua pocket. Okay? In my opinion, for instance, a fight like that should be 50-50 fight. And Eddie Hearn and all them, they're irrelevant. Those guys are irrelevant. I don't give a fuck about him. I want to see the best fight the best. Right. All right? So they really need to get rid of these sanctioning bodies. I think that the sanctioning bodies, that what these outfits like Dazn and PBC and stuff, they need to totally get rid of the sanctioning bodies, because they change around their rules. It's fighter specific, okay? Because
why like to do it, because the promoters are one of the reasons why they'll never do that, man. And as a matter of fact, let me go and explain this whole situation. What happened with Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis. Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis, after they fought their fighters. So Jose Ramirez had fought Imam. After that, him and Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez were supposed to fight for the main WBC championship. Both dudes were supposed to fight for some fake belt before that. Then it was supposed to meet to fight for the real belt. But what happened is Bob Arum obviously paid off the WBC not Bob Arum, because the real guy who had the relationship with the WBC was actually Don King. So Don King got Imam in there and made it for the real belt. And with that happening, then Bob Arum knew that Jose Ramirez wasn't going to beat Regis Prograis. He knew it. Regis Prograis was scared of him. Not Regis Prograis, but Jose Ramirez was scared of him. Every time they asked him about him, his eyes would look down, his head would turn down. I mean, you could tell he had no confidence in that fight whatsoever, man. So Bob Arum said,
and we're gonna say that the best are not in the WBSS because of people like Ramirez. Fuck out of here, man.
So what happened with that, during that situation, then after that, when they started, so they were supposed to, so the WBC ordered that fight, Regis Prograis versus Jose Ramirez. I was ready to go to that fight because it was going to be in Fresno, like 2.5 hour drive for me, right? So what happened is that Bob Arum kept canceling purse bids, canceled another purse bid, canceled another purse bid, canceled another purse bid. And they're like, what's going on, man? He said, well, we're not ready. So then after that, they just kept, they wore Regis Prograis down and like, look, man, we're going to keep doing it. We can do this forever, or you can take this offer that I got for you. Because, and the WBC was with it. So what happened is Regis Prograis took the fight in New Orleans. So he took the hometown fight in New Orleans. And so he fought on of course, on the Top Rank app. with I forgot the dude he fought. It was his last fight before he just fought Terry Flanagan. Anyways, though, he got that fight, and he ended up getting a nice little payday out of it, man. And it was supposed to help him get a little bit of name recognition. It was so he would take him away from Jose Ramirez to get him off his back. So after that, Regis Prograis said, "Fuck it, man. I'm not gonna get a chance to fight for the WBC belt, which I actually worked for and I paid sanctioning fees for." So he decided to enter the World Boxing Super Series. I was juiced at one point because I was thinking, okay, cool. Regis Prograis gonna get a belt. And then he's gonna enter the belt because there's 2 vacant belts at 140, which is the I think it was the WBA and the IBF. So yeah, the W and the IBF, those were already in it. So I was excited about that. And then it looked like Maurice Hooker was gonna enter. I was like, man, we will get undisputed at 140. And then Bob Arum was like, nah, no, we're not. No, and he said, Maurice Hooker, man, you've been getting in trouble and shit. Here you go. I'll pay you not to go. Come fight my guy. And then he also, because Bob Arum has a great relationship with the WO. The WO just out of nowhere ordered Maurice Hooker to fight Alex Acedo. Of course, there was a purse bid. He won that. Now the fight's going to be in Oklahoma. If Maurice Hooker doesn't win by knockout, Alex Acedo will be the champion. And then what they'll do, they'll make Alex Acedo versus Jose Ramirez for a unified championship. And they'll stay away from the winner of the World Boxing Super Series. That's just the way it's looking like it's going to be, man.
Well, see, here's the problem. They have fighter-specific guidelines, okay? Because the WBA, at some point, I can't remember, maybe you know better, Callie, but I remember that they had demoted somebody in Tank Davis's weight class and promoted him, yet Keith Thurman could sit out for 3 years, 2-3 years. So their rule books and all of that shit is bogus, man. So that I'm tired of them. They need to get rid of these guys because you got these guys like Suleiman and then making all these decisions and stuff. Them motherfuckers are running boxing and all they care about is money going into their pocket. Nobody even know who they are. We just want to see the best fight the best. So I say, man, shit, get rid of the fucking sanctioning bodies, man. Get rid of them.
Yeah, man.
And they don't realize too that they'll make more money if they get these top guys in tournament structures. And then we won't be having to have all these damn arguments. We need tournament structures across the board. All these recycled fighters and stuff like that. Some of these recycled fighters, they never even fought each other. Ocampo, who was a mandatory for Errol Spence, never fought nobody in the spreadsheet. How the fuck he got the number one? I don't know. But as you could see, when he got in the ring with him, he took one little body shot and he laid down. That's the kind of shit that's ridiculous, man. That shit is a joke, man. I've shown you guys ranking systems from 30 years ago. I've done it on at least 5 or 6 different live streams. Nobody listens to what I say. It was not the same back in the day. And I know where it started getting messed up. It started getting messed up during the social media, this era of boxing, where everybody had their hand in the pocket and more people got their hand in the pocket. Then they start making belts within the sanctioning, the silver, the super, and all of this stuff. And people are cool with that. And I'm not cool with that shit.
Let me say one thing else, too. Just to let you know this, Jose Ramirez called out
hold on
Regis Prograis, too, right after.
Hold on 1 second. Salute to Damian Foster in the super chat. He said, "And the independent ranking system, the mandate to not benefit." Salute to Damian Foster in the super chat. Go ahead, Callie.
He said, but so Jose Ramirez called out Regis Prograis after he already signed up for the World Boxing Super. Oh yeah, I want to fight Regis Prograis. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to fight him the first time, but he didn't really want to come to a decision and fight me. Like, man, you're a liar. You know exactly that your promoter helped you out and protected you from Regis Prograis. You would have been flatlined if you would have fought back in June like you were supposed to have fought him, and you sat there and you found a way to get out of it. Now you ended up getting Robert Garcia as your trainer, and it helped you improve a little bit, but you still don't move your head enough. You're going to get flatlined and knocked out, and that's why you chose to get away from him. And then when Josh Taylor became your mandatory after Regis Prograis stepped aside, after going through all that BS, you was ready to say, well, what about Josh Taylor? Well, we don't know about that. So once again, Bob Arum let Josh Taylor know. He said, you're not going to get that fight, man. Don't waste your time. So Josh Taylor decided to go ahead and enter the World Boxing Super Series. Because at first, Josh Taylor was going to go after Jose Ramirez, too. You know what I mean? Everybody see that dude sweet, man. They all want to smoke with that dude. That dude don't want to smoke with them. But it's easy to run your mouth after you realize that they're no longer a threat to you. So he started calling them dudes out once they enter the World Boxing Super Series. He said, "Oh, I'd love to fight the World Boxing Super Series winner. Why didn't you want to fight him beforehand? Why didn't you enter the World Boxing Super Series with your WBC main belt?"
He don't deserve the shot at the winner of the series. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, whoever wins these series, I'm listing as a champion, as a true champion, because they were willing to engage. There ain't no the best in enter the division. Look at those divisions again, and you tell me who deserves to a fight against the winner of if it's Prograis, it's gonna come down to Prograis or Taylor, okay? And Ramirez and guys like that, they don't deserve no damn shot against them guys. Those fucking cowards, man. Cherry picking and all of that shit, man. Get out of here with that stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, whoever wins is the champ. Point blank. Whoever wins that tournament is the champion in my book. Right now, I only got one champion.
So, Blood, I take it you don't like Jose Ramirez right now, do you?
No, I don't like him. No, I look at him the same way I looked at Boutte. Boutte did all that fucking talking from the sidelines while these guys were out here fighting the best. No, to hell with that. No, I don't like his ass, man. Yeah. No, he doesn't deserve. Right now, I have one champion. The champion is Usyk. Nobody wants to promote Usyk. Nobody wants to talk about him because he's the wrong color and he's from some different country. But this guy,
I've talked about him. I've done videos about him. Actually,
I'm just saying the boxing media in general. A lot of these guys don't talk about Usyk and stuff like that. They want to continue to talk about these celebrity boxers who have low risk, high reward mentalities and things like that. Okay, these fighters need to be rewarded for entering these tournaments, and the best are fighting in this fucking tournament. Like I said, as far as super lightweight and cruiserweight, the best are fighting. So whoever comes out on top is a champion. Right now, as of December 1st, I will have two champions. I have Usyk as a champion, and whoever wins that Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight is the heavyweight champ. And that's the way I'm going to look at it, because you have the lineal champion who's willing to put it all on the line, undefeated after 2 fights. He came back. And then you have the WBC champ who's making his 8th defense. I'm not going to sit up here and say that they're not a champ because Anthony Joshua wants to play low risk, high reward and politics and stuff like that. Fuck that. The winner of that is the champ. The winner of these tournaments is the champ.
Speaking of Usyk, man, who y'all got winning Usyk versus Tony Bellew next weekend, man?
Usyk gonna outclass that dude, man. Well, shout out to Usyk anyway. He follows me on Instagram, so I've actually spoken to him in the DM, man. Dude is cool as hell, bro. So he doesn't know English very well, but he's still a cool ass cat, man. So shout out to Usyk.
Man, that's nice, man. That's nice.
Yeah, Usyk is real cool, bro. Yeah, so he's a real nice dude, man. I posted a picture about him and Garcia back then, and he started following me after that, man. And Usyk he a real cool stand-up dude, man. I have nothing to get with Usyk, man. He's a great fighter, man. He will be fighting Anthony Joshua more than likely in spring of 2020, man. So I hope he whip Anthony Joshua ass, man. I do, man. I don't like Joshua, man.
He got a chance. I'm gonna tell you who I think is gonna win. I think Usyk will win, but don't count. Bellew has not lost since 2013 or something. He's been winning these fights. He put the weight on. He fit better into the cruiserweight division. The problem is that he's 35 years old. And Andre Ward said it best. He's 35 years old and he's having to take off all of this weight, so that's gonna affect him some. And but you can never count him out, man, because he got that big right hand. You can never count him out. He
said, Tyson Fury is right for me, but Deontay Wilder's too big for me. I don't like him, bro. I don't like Tony Bellew, man. He's a fake.
I'm not big on his personality either, but I do like the fight. I see Usyk winning the fight. I think that Usyk is going to stop Tony Bellew, man, because let's not forget, too, that Tony Bellew, his last loss to was, a southpaw, right? Adonis Stevenson. That was his last loss. He had a problem with a southpaw. I think Usyk brings more to the table than Adonis Stevenson.
Man, if we had Usyk lose to Tony Bellew, oh my God, man. Because Eddie Hearn and them, because they think Usyk a little sweet though. They're gonna definitely take him. If Usyk looked too good against he looks too good against Tony Bellew or something like that, man. Don't be surprised like something happened. Anthony Joshua drop a belt, because they have no problem, because they already talked about doing it in the past when they thought they were gonna fight Luis Ortiz, if they don't think Anthony Joshua can win a fight, they're not gonna put him in there with somebody they think that can beat him, man. So if they think Usyk can beat him, they'll watch and they go. This is also the look to see if Usyk is too good for him. If Usyk is too good for Anthony Joshua, they will not put him in the ring with Usyk. They don't put him in there with no killer, man. They will never put him in there with a killer, with somebody who can beat his ass. So
and
I mean,
beat bigger guys. He beat Joseph Joyce. That fight's on YouTube. Go look at that Joseph Joyce
outclassed, bro. Completely outclassed. Beat the shit out of him.
Beat the hell out of Joseph Joyce. And Joseph Joyce is a heavyweight that people are thinking could beat some of the top guys. So Usyk has a chance against Anthony Joshua. If they end up having that fight, you know, hey, I'll support the fight because you actually have an undisputed moving up, not like Mikey Garcia who wants to, you know, ignore other fighters in his division and then move up. This is a traditional move up. So I would actually support that. And I think that Usyk, we won't have the problems if he was to get through and beat Anthony Joshua, which he does have a chance because Anthony Joshua is a fucking robot in there. Usyk has a good chin. If he could go in there and he could beat Anthony Joshua, then I think we won't have those problems with the Deontay Wilder Usyk or even Tyson Fury Usyk. They'll be able to make that fight happen.
I don't know. Remember, Eddie Hearn is his promoter, so that may not fight. You know, Eddie Hearn is a host, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. You got a good point there. I can't argue that.
Yeah, that's a Eddie Hearn wants that Usyk fight though for Anthony Joshua as far as
no, but I know I'm saying I know he wants it now, but I'm saying if Usyk was to come away and start looking too good to the point where they think that he could beat Anthony, they think he can legitimately beat Anthony Joshua, I don't think they will make that fight, man, because Anthony Joshua losing is the detriment. And matter of fact, I still think that they probably would want Deontay Wilder, but after Deontay Wilder is so old and slowed down to the point, and if he's still undefeated, they definitely want that fight because they know they'll still get the same credit for beating Deontay Wilder at age 37 that they would have beaten him at age 33. They know it.
Hey, let me ask you.
They are waiting him out.
Let me ask y'all, man. What's your take on Joe Joyce, man? I mean, this dude is already what? He's already in his 30s, I believe. What's your take on him, man? What y'all think about him?
He's 32. Yeah, Joe Joyce 32. I think getting ready to turn. Joe Joyce told me he was 32 when I saw him in LA in July. He was at the Mikey Garcia fight because he trains with Abel Sanchez. What I think about him, he trains with Abel Sanchez, so he's going to eventually get knocked out by somebody, man. It's just a matter of time, man. So the word is that him and Luis Ortiz is going to possibly fight sometime next year. So I'm like, Luis Ortiz is going to flatline that dude, man. So he going to have a short career, man. His
career's not going to last long because he waited too long. He's 33, actually. He's 33 years old because I just got through looking into Joe Joyce when I was studying Usyk and stuff. I kind of flipped over there and looked into him, and right now he hasn't really fought any big names at heavyweight. You know, he's got some pretty decent wins, knocked out pretty much everybody he's fought, but he hasn't fought anyone in the big names. So he needs a fight. I think he was trying to get a fight against what's the guy who lost to Deontay Wilder? Gerald Washington.
Trying to fight Gerald Washington, yeah.
Gerald Washington.
He was trying to get a fight like that. I heard that he manhandled Stavern in a sparring session. You know, he puts in work with guys like Dominic Brazil. You know, he's over here putting in the work. So he's one of those guys who just has to move fast, man. He has to make something happen now because he's already 33. He only has around 6 or 7 fights at the age of 33. So he's just got to get busy. But I like him. He's a big heavyweight. He could box. He looks good in there. He knows the fundamentals really well. He's a little slow in the trigger. He leaves himself open. In that
throws a lot of punches though, man.
Countering the hell and getting into that slow jab. You know, so it's just one of them things that's hard to tell until we see him up against somebody that we're more familiar with. That Gerald Washington fight would be really good to as a good measuring stick.
No, remember they also talked about him. Remember they talked about him fighting Zaleski.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good fight for him.
Yeah, something like that. He needs a better fight. That's all it is. He just needs to get in there against a better fighter, and a Chris Areola, someone like that. You know, go ahead and get him in there against one of Deontay Wilder's former opponents. The Stavern fight, I wouldn't mind seeing that. They got a little bit of history. They're mad at each other about a sparring session. Hey, let's get it on. Let's get in there. But see, that's the thing about the heavyweight division. These guys don't fight each other. You got 3 or 4 heavyweights fighting on this Deontay Wilder undercard, but they're not fighting each other. It's the same situation with Dillian White. Him and Jennings, they have some history, okay, where he walked up to Jennings when Jennings went out to England. When Dillian White came over here and only 50 people was in the crowd, Jennings fought on that same undercard, all right? They should have fought each other then. But these guys they take low-risk fights all the time. And then they want people to give them this credit like there's some there's some top-ranked fighter like Dillian White. Yes, he's ranked number 1, but he hasn't fought nobody. Like I'm looking at the ranking right now. He hasn't fought nobody in this top 10 other than Derek Chisora. He's getting ready to fight Derek Chisora again. Derek Chisora ain't fought nobody in this.
Brian Jennings just said that he wants to fight Louis Ortiz again. He likes to fight Dillian White. He also said he would love to fight Joseph Parker too, man, and some of these other dudes that he said he loved down in Brazil too. So at least Jennings, at least Brian Jennings is looking to fight some of these dudes. He actually wants to fight. He actually really wants to fight Louis Ortiz bad. He said, man, no. He said, I really believe, man, you gonna get knocked out by Louis Ortiz again. But he wants to fight him in. And he said he wants to, but I don't think Dillian White would fight Brian Jennings, man. Dude, he ain't built like that, man. You know, we know he's a fake now. He's a phony.
Speaking of Chris Arreola, he's going to be on the non-televised undercard part of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder as well.
Yeah, he's a good measuring stick for somebody out there. But these top guys, see what the WBSS should have did is they should have had a heavyweight WBSS. None of them belts had to be on the line, but if they had the WBSS come to heavyweight, at least we would know who the ranked fighters are. I agree. You know, you get 8 of these guys together. Then it's just like what's going on in cruiserweight. A lot of those top 10 guys have fought each other because they had 2 tournaments. By the time this tournament is over with, and they got Americans in there like Tabiti and guys like that. So who else is supposed to be in there? Who are these guys?
The winner, if you said no belt in there, the winner should be the number 1 contender in all the sanctioning bodies. That's how it should have went.
Yep. They got to have these tournament structures. It doesn't only have to be the WSBSS. All of these guys should be putting on some kind of tournament structure so we can know who these ranked guys are. This picking and choosing and all of that, and none of these guys wanting to fight. You know, some of these guys in these ranked in these rankings, they make 100,000, 50,000 on the fight, and that's good for them. They made 50,000 for one fight. They could chill. Their rent is paid for the next 10 months, and you know, they're good with that. But no, we want to see the best fight the best, and they'll make more money in the end. Right. That's what I don't understand about this whole thing. But because we're trying to satisfy promoters and businessmen and all of that, you know, we're not getting the fights that we want to see because they have some kind of war going on right now. They're trying to freeze out Bob Arum. Bob Arum is almost 100 years old. This guy is 88 years old or some shit like that, okay? So they're trying to freeze him out. Eventually, he's going to kick the bucket within the next 4 or 5 years. Or, you know, I ain't going to say he's going to kick the bucket, but he ain't going to be around in 5 years. Bob Arum ain't going to be around no more. So what's going to happen to all them top-ranked fighters? What are they going to do? They're going to start going and cherry-picking and then trying to get fights against guys who were competing in tournament structures and taking safety-first approaches and stuff like that. I do not support that. If people would sit back and look at what's really going on, I think that you could understand where I'm coming from and where others are coming from, such as Cali Enigma. I see what you be talking about. Blue Blood Sports is one of them. You have guys like Best Fight the Best Boxing. We just are boxing fans that want to see the best fight the best, okay? Right. Point blank, period. We need a valid ranking system like we had back in the day. That's all we're asking for. You can't sit up here and say that the best fighters are not in the WBSS if they don't even have a valid ranking system. How stupid does that sound?
I got the solution. I got the solution right now. What we need is blood. We need blood boxing. Blood boxing to be run. He needs to be the central control of all of boxing. Matter of fact, everything goes through blood. I mean, so that means that the best is to fight the best. I vote blood as president.
I quit my job, bro.
You out of control.
Hey, I'll take that job any day. I'll dissect these ranking systems. See, we need a Dana White approach. You see how they have valid rankings and stuff in the UFC? I understand they have a monopoly. That's why I'm saying these guys will never be able to establish a monopoly unless they get rid of these sanctioning bodies and have their own belts. Get rid of these guys. These guys are outdated. They're outdated. They're getting money they need to go out and get them a regular job and stop fucking dicking us around and trying to take our money all the time. They don't care nothing about us, and neither do the fighters that are in their promotional outfits and in these sanctioning bodies and stuff like that. You have agreements with these sanctioning bodies and certain fighters. Like when Blue Blood talked to Sean Porter, a lot of that stuff comes out in these interviews, man. If you listen to these interviews real well, and you listen to guys like Sean Porter and what they're saying and things like that, you'll hear that these guys don't have it together, okay? They go against their own rule book, all kind of stuff. It's time for these guys to get ran out the game. If anything, the boxing media should be putting pressure on these sanctioning bodies and asking questions like, why was this guy demoted and this guy wasn't? Why is Keith Thurman still on the belt for 2 years? But no, they're too busy chasing around Keith, asking them about what kind of lust does he put on his ponytail and, all kind of stupid stuff, man, that nobody care about, man.
Speaking of Keith Thurman, man, he making a comeback versus Sean Porter, man. And Sean Porter said in the interview I did with him, he said that he was surprised, everybody was surprised that Keith Thurman, after he did all that talking about he wouldn't come back. There's no way, Sean Porter, you ain't gonna be next. There's no way Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, or none of the top welterweights, Terrence Crawford, they're not gonna get that shot at him as soon as he come back until he tests his elbow and his shoulder. No way one of the top welterweights gonna get it. And now he wants to come right back in the ring and face Sean Porter. Do y'all feel like that's a testament that he feel like Sean Porter just can't mess with him? Or do y'all feel like, he just cashing out at this point in time, man?
No, I think it's neither one of them. I think what it is that he never had these injuries. I mean, I think that he did hurt himself, but I think he's been over that injury for a long time. We've seen video footage of this guy sparring and having slap boxing matches out in the street and stuff like that. He just wanted to sit back and do kind of like what Floyd Mayweather did, see what happens in the division, keep his eye on the division and see where he could find the best opportunity. He's already fought Sean Porter before, so he already knows what Sean Porter brings to the table. He knows that he could probably train, get in good shape. He has experience with Sean Porter. He knows that, I'm pretty sure he's already tested all those injuries and stuff like that, man. I think that it was just a bunch of bogus bullshit. I think he took this and he milked it as much as he could. So now he's coming back against an opponent that he's familiar with. He still don't want to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence ain't putting no pressure on him because they're buddies. They call each other up. They're friends. You could see when they were sitting at the fight together that these guys are all friends and buddies. And what they do behind the scenes is they text each other and they laugh and say, hey, look at these guys fighting over us and arguing over, man. Let's just keep making, let's make that money. Yeah. Let's get them arguing. Let's make that money. Hey, Errol, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you. But hey, let's let it go 2 more years. And Errol's texting back, yeah, I'm cool with that, man. And that's what they're doing behind the scenes, man. I ain't stupid.
Yeah, you think it's a case of a situation, people be like, out of sight, out of mind, or he felt like, oh, they gonna miss me. One of those situations. I'm gonna step back and let them miss me. You think is that type of situation?
For him to step back and so that Errol Spence would totally forget about him or something? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying like the sport of boxing. He wanted to step back, from the sport of boxing, so everybody could be clamoring to see him back in the ring. Like attention, being an attention whore.
No, he should. I don't know why. He probably does feel that way, Blue, because these media men make him feel that way because they chase after him and stuff like that. But he's not Floyd Mayweather. Like I said before, the blueprint that they're trying to live by is Floyd Mayweather's blueprint. Floyd Mayweather could come back right now and make $350 million. Keith Thurman can't even come back and make $30 million. Right. Okay, nobody misses Keith Thurman. He never established himself as a top fighter like what Floyd Mayweather did. See, they're trying to utilize a blueprint of a guy who was around boxing for 10 years before this new era came around. Okay, the new era started in 2006. Okay, Floyd Mayweather was already present for 10 years. He was around fighting the best, and he was calling out for these guys to fight him. Casamayor, like you said the other day on your show, he called out for all of those guys to fight him. And back in the day when I was mad at Floyd, I wanted to defend him because the guys his new fan base, they didn't even know how to defend him right because they wasn't watching him when he was pretty boy Floyd.
Right.
Okay, he had a different mentality. This guy was calling these guys out. He was calling Shane Mosley out. Shane Mosley didn't want to fight him all the way up until he had a toothache. and all of this shit. Oscar De La Hoya didn't want to fight him in the late 90s. All of these guys didn't want to fuck with him. He was going out trying to get these fights. They didn't want to fight him, okay? These guys don't have the same mentality that Pretty Boy Floyd had. They want to be Money Mayweather without putting no risk on the line, okay? They want to just automatically go into a Money Mayweather role, and you can't do that. That's his platform. What it's going to take to get boxing back to where it needs to be is it's going to take a fighter like Deontay Wilder who wants to go out there and fight the best. They got to have a different plan because you guys are not doing what Floyd Mayweather did before 2006. You're not doing what he did before 2006. Errol Spence has one legacy fight in Kell Brook. That's it. Floyd Mayweather was trying to fight the best fighters around. He was calling these guys out. Errol Spence ain't nothing like Floyd Mayweather. Yep. When Floyd Mayweather was a young guy, he was calling to fight Shane Mosley, who's a brother. He was calling to fight Casamayor. What's his name? The guy from Australia who beat the shit out of Zab Judah. Had him doing
Kasha Zoo. Remember Kasha Zoo flat out ducked him, man.
He called out Costa Zoo. He called all them guys out. They didn't want to fight him. Miguel Cotto was sitting ringside when he beat the shit out of what's his name? Arturo Gatti.
Arturo Gatti. And he was
remember
ringside.
Jim Lampley? And Jim Lampley like, well, maybe this will happen one day, but I don't know if he's necessarily ready for him now. Like, what? Yeah. And Jim Lampley already making excuses.
And Cotto was sitting ringside for what's his name? Bruce Ellis. He was ringside for the Bruce Ellis fight as well.
Yes, he was. He didn't want to fight Floyd back then.
No.
He saw Floyd beat the shit out of Gotti. Gotti was bleeding all out the ears and ass and everything else. He didn't want to fight him because back in them days, Floyd was stopping people and busting people up back in them days. You remember?
People forget how good Charmaine Mitchell was. Remember, Charmaine Mitchell was a man at one point, bro. People really don't know, bro.
Hey,
he was a good fighter.
Charmaine Mitchell, bro.
A lot of fighters, a lot of these fans don't even remember. They don't remember how good Chop Chop Coley was.
Yep, I remember Chop Chop Coley. Hey, I didn't like Chop Chop Coley because he revealed that he was wearing Victoria's Secret underwear. I was like, bro. I said, dude. I said, I can't. I can't fuck with you no more, bro.
He's still fighting too. He just he had this ring entrance. He came to the ring on some type of gadget, man. There's some 4-wheel gadget. He was laid out straight and stretching out, and he had to pull it back to pull himself to the ring. Some kind of craziness, man. I was like, yeah, Chop Chop is a funny dude, man.
He was funny because he was talking about, he said, my wife likes when I wear lace panties. I was like, ugh. What the hell is wrong with his wife, man?
That dude is Chop Chop's a different type of dude, man.
But another guy was Prince Nassim.
Yeah, he didn't want to fight either.
He was another guy that Floyd wanted to fight. Nassim didn't want to fight Floyd. Nope. So Floyd was trying to get those fights. I don't see those guys out there trying to do what Floyd did. Charlo and all of them, they don't behave the way Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather did. Nope. But shout out to Chop Chop Corley. I did see his fight with Vivian Harris here recently. Which, you had two old school guys go in there and have a pretty decent fight. So shout out to old Chop Chop Corley who's still out there fighting.
Chugging. He's still chugging out there, man.
Yes, he is. I remember when Vivian Harris called Floyd Mayweather out at the press conference back in the day when Vivian Harris had a belt. He came to the press conference and he was talking shit smack to Floyd Mayweather. He never did get him a fight with Floyd, but I'm just saying that's how fighters behaved back then. They would go to the press
remember
conference.
When Aaron Pryor did it to Sugar Ray Leonard?
Exactly. There you go.
And that Sugar Ray Leonard, man, didn't want no smoke with Aaron Pryor at all.
Nope.
At all, man. That was ducking. That was the definition of ducking, bro. Hey, people act like ducking ain't new. Ducking has been happening.
Right.
For ages. It's more prevalent now because of social media and shit, but it's always been around. And people have always made excuses for it.
Hey, let me get y'all take on before we close, man. Let me get y'all take on these fights tonight, man. Well, this afternoon, should I say. We got Martin versus Taylor, man. How y'all see that fight playing out?
Josh Taylor's going to win that fight, man. I like this kid, Martin. I've been looking at his fights, man. He fights in an orthodox stance. He kind of, he's not nothing flashy, but he's got quick reflexes. decent in and out and head movement and stuff like that, but he doesn't have the special effects of Taylor. Taylor could do it all. Taylor is a natural southpaw, but he could fight in the orthodox stance. He could switch it up. He did it against that one guy. What's his name? The
Victor Postol.
He also did it against whatchamacallit again, the one he used to be with Eddie Hearn, man, the brother, man.
O'Hara Davies.
O'Hara Davies. Yeah, he was going against him. Man, he told O'Hara Davies.
That guy, he could stop people to the body. He fights his lead hand. He fights with his lead hand, the right hand. He could do so much. He could fight off that jab. He could switch it up to a hook. He's got a killer right to the body and left to the body. He could do all the things with his lead hand.
I think he just needs to tighten up. He just needs to tighten up his defense a little bit more, man. That's why I like to see him come over to America, get a little bit of training. Because to me, Josh Taylor has special written all over him, bro. No disrespect to Regis Prograis. I like the brother. Got nothing but respect for the brother. But he not beating Josh Taylor, man. He's not beating Josh Taylor's the best of one.
You got Josh Taylor.
That's what makes it a good thing, man. That's what makes it. Yep.
Hey, Blood, you see Josh Taylor beating Regis Prograis as well?
Man, it's a hard one to call, bro. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna wait and see how this tournament play out. I think it would definitely be Taylor versus Prograis in the final, and then I'll give a prediction. Then I'm gonna do it in retro and all of that. I'll give a prediction. I'll break it down, but I don't know, man. It's hard. I don't know if Prograis could beat Josh Taylor, man. I'm just gonna be real with it.
You know what? My thing with Regis Prograis is, man, he just get hits too much for me, man. He get hit way too much.
It's not gonna work against Josh Taylor.
No, it ain't gonna work against Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor got power too. So, just like that, I said, man, Josh Taylor got the power to stop Regis Prograis, man. Regis Prograis gonna definitely he looked better in his last fight, but he gonna have to tighten up his defense, man, even more against someone like Josh Taylor. But Josh Taylor got a lot of hand speed too, man. He got speed and power. He's the more athletic fighter between the two. Too, on top of all of that too, Josh Taylor may be the best athlete at 140 right now, man. For real. That's another thing that people don't really know about. That dude is special, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. If y'all haven't seen Josh Taylor fight, check him out, bro. For real. He remind you more of a brother than he do like some of the other dudes come out of the UK. He gonna remind you of an athletic black fighter out of America.
Yeah, he got a lot of rhythm, man, to be, usually you don't see a lot of rhythm and a lot of movement like that, man. He real smooth with it. He real smooth. Yeah, he real smooth with it, man.
He's a fluid fighter. He's got a lot of fluidity.
Yeah, he surprised me, man. When I watched that O'Hara Davis fight, he surprised me, man. And the way he outclassed Victor Postol was surprising as well, man. I can't bet against him no more.
Yeah, he floored Victor Postol. Actually, man, Postol boy, I think he was feeling that pain even more than when he fought Terrence Crawford, bro. Yeah. After that fight.
I agree. I agree, man. He looked like that was it, man. He took a lot out of Victor Postol. I don't think he could come back from that, man. I don't think Postol could come back from that, man. I mean,
man. Hey, you look at Taylor. Look at his. I think Taylor only had like 13 fights, man. Look at his resume. His resume is pretty goddamn good for someone who only has 13 fights, man. His resume is better than Prograis. So I'm just telling you, man. I think he's more seasoned. I think he's got more experience. I'm talking about just upper level competition compared to Regis Prograis. If you look at who both guys have fought, I'm just telling you this right now, man. There's a gap in
out of his backyard, Cali, because he fought his pro debut right here in America.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken, he fought twice.
He fought twice in America. He did.
Think about that.
And he spars and trains out here too.
And AJ is reluctant to cross the pond. Unbelievable, man. You can't make this up. Yep. Who y'all got on Nonito Donaire Ryan Burnett fight?
Woo, that's a hard one, man.
That is because the Donaire's past his prime a little bit, man. But you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna roll with Burnett, man. But Donaire be surprising you. You be thinking that he out of the fight, all of a sudden he come back with a knockdown. He hurt his opponent, so you can never really count him out. He always does something before the fight's over. So there's always that. He can always surprise you with a knockout. But I'm thinking I'm gonna roll with Burnett, man.
Burnett don't have no power though, man. I looked at Burnett's fights, man. All the ones that are on YouTube, and all of them bitches went the distance. Yeah, I mean,
he don't, but Donaire tends to gas out too in fights too. He don't have the same stamina that he once had, man. I think it's possibly due to age, and he's been through quite a few wars. So
not to mention, this is Donaire, the lowest he's been in weight in what they said 7 years or something like that.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Burnett to win. He's gonna win a decision. It'll be close, but he's not gonna stop Donaire. I can tell you that because he don't have the power to do it.
All right, so
yeah, Frampton couldn't even stop him, and Frampton has pretty good power too. Well, I thought Frampton had him, but Frampton he's another one that gasses out, man. So, I mean, to me, this is where I see him, and I don't think that Donaire. To me, if you would have said Donaire about 3 years ago, Donaire would have knocked him out. 3 years ago, I would have picked Donaire by knockout, but.
Then we got.
Because Donaire, I'm gonna tell you, I know Donaire because Donaire used to train out in San Leandro. He got family in San Leandro, man. Out in San Leandro, the city, just like little suburb of Oakland. So, like I said, man, Donaire. But yeah, to me, Donaire, he's not the same. He's not the same dude, man. Age catch up to you, man.
He haven't been the same since that Rigondeaux fight, man.
No, he hasn't.
What y'all got on Miguel Burchett versus Miguel Roman tonight?
I got Burchett, man. He did, Burchett. I got it. Burchett by knockout, man. I'm ready to see Burchett versus Tank. You know what I mean? Tank and Burchett. That's a fight that needs to happen before Tank moves up to 135 pounds, and then Machado, and then I want to see Tank. Tank can beat all. I don't think Tank is the best 130 pounder I do right now. I think that none of them dudes can beat him, but he needs to be fighting them dudes, man.
Before you finish, Callie, let me say this though, man. You know what's so crazy? We have this issue with the WBA with Machado, right? And then after the fight, instead of him seeking out Tank Davis to clarify, he's seeking out Vargas, who already lost to Burchell.
Yeah, I know. I did a live stream about that. I said, man, look at that. He sat there and ran his mouth about Tank all week. And then when he had opportunity to call him out after the fight, I said, man, that turns out, like I said, there was a rumor of the sparring between Tank. Matter of fact, Corey Lee, you need to get in contact with Corey Lee. I think Corey Lee had put out something where he had spoke to Tank's team, and Tank's team was talking about they destroyed that Tank destroyed Alberto Machado in sparring, and to the point where he left, and it destroyed his confidence. So Machado
has the silver belt, right? He got the
WA regular belt. He got the WA regular belt. Yeah. He used to be the super champion. He got downgraded without knowing he got downgraded.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about right there. Yep. That's it. Yep. Exactly.
That's crazy, man.
I have Burchett beating. I have Burchett winning tonight.
You got Burchett winning.
Yeah.
Also, we got Sean Monahan versus Sullivan Barrera as well. That's gonna be on Facebook too, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We got to see how Barrera look, man. He got destroyed by Bevo, man.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Beaten. I mean, a bad beating at that too. When it was a bad beating.
Mm-hmm.
And
speaking of Bevo, man.
Sean Monahan though.
Yeah,
no, he should be able to do him, but I tell you something though, that I wonder if he's ever going to be the same after that kind of a beating. You know what I mean? I won't be surprised if you see some slippage from him due to that fight, man. It's just a lot of guys go through something like that, and they're never the same.
Yeah, I agree, man. Which you know what's crazy, man? I just thought about it when you mentioned Bevo, man. He fighting a tricky fight in Jean Pascal, man. That's no pushover fight for him, man.
No, he could be able to be careful. He could Pascal can punch his lights out, bro.
Yeah,
can put his lights out.
Prime though, he's too far gone past his prime, man. He got beat up really bad in that last Kovalev fight.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's what he used to be, man. He's taking too many shots, man.
No, Bevo's still win. You still got to be careful, man, about that. But Bevo's being put in this situation to fight him because Bevo needs to take him, dude. Because matter of fact, remember Bevo was talking about he wanted to fight Elador Alvarez, and like his team, no way his team was going to allow him to fight Elador Alvarez.
No.
I don't think they'll let him fight him next. Elador Alvarez will destroy Bevo right now. Bevo not ready for no Elador Alvarez right now.
I think so too, man. Everybody thought I was crazy when I said that Elador Alvarez would beat Bevo, and everybody thought I was crazy, man. But I feel like that I think Eleider Alvarez, I think he's underrated, man. I think everybody feel like it was a fluke that he beat Sergey Kovalev. I don't think it was a fluke, and I think he's gonna do it again,
bro. He gonna knock him out again, man.
Yeah.
That jab. That jab he got, man. That jab that he has, man. He has a piston jab. You know, so does Kovalev. But here's the thing, though, about Eleider Alvarez. He's slick. You know what I mean? He counters well. He has a great chin on top of being a solid defensive fighter. Mm-hmm. Now he does get hit with a straight right hand a little bit too much. But I mean, Kovalev throws all his punches are pretty much. He's pretty much a 1-2 fighter. Someone mixed in the hooks this time because I was complaining about it. I said, "Do you need to throw some more hooks?" Right. But he barely did. But he really doesn't throw a lot of hooks, man. I think he threw like 5 the entire fight. You got to mix in hooks on top of that 1-2, man. You can't just rely on that. But man, Eleider Alvarez stood in there and he absorbed Kovalev's power. When Kovalev couldn't hurt him, Kovalev was done. Kovalev's like hitting with my straight. That's my best shot right there, man. And he's still there. He wasn't even hurt. He wasn't even hurt. And so Kovalev's like, man, he's like, you say usually when I hit people with that, they're either hitting the mat or the fight's over.
Right.
That's another division too that needs a tournament structure because you have the longest reigning title holder, Adonis Stevenson. He has the WBC. You got Bivol, you got Beterbiev or Beterbiev, whichever one you want to call him. And you got Alvarez. And Alvarez, who was Stevenson's mandatory for several years, took a lot of step aside money, at least on 2 occasions. But it's time for these guys to get together and sum it up. All of these guys are older too, except for I don't think Bivol is as old as them, but these guys are like 35 and 40 and shit like that.
Yeah, they're all old. Bivol has age on his side. I think Bivol's only like 25, 26 or something like that, man. Bivol's a baby, man.
He's the young.
I want to see Marcus Brown get in and Badu Jack get back in the mix too.
Oh, Marcus Brown get flatlined, but that dude ain't got no defense, man. And he got a suspect chin. And look at that. I mean, I'm just telling you right now. So if he fight one of them dudes, he's going to sleep. Marcus Brown can't beat none of the top light heavyweights, man. Not at all.
He can't keep himself out of trouble. Marcus Brown can't keep himself out of trouble, man. He just had
that's another problem. Right.
3 or 4 domestic violent cases in like 2 months or something, man.
Yeah, that's really sad, bro. I heard about that.
That's horrible, man. So you I mean, we can't even count it. Like, I don't understand, man. And it's all with the same person. It's ridiculous at this point, man.
I think it's his baby mama or his girlfriend. I forgot which one. I think it's his baby mama. Something like he keep putting hands on her.
Yeah, he can't. I mean, that's ridiculous, man. He's losing big fights. Because remember, he was supposed to fight Kovalev. He had the opportunity, and the same situation popped up and forced him.
Kovalev was like, because Kovalev would have knocked Marcus Brown out, man. So Kovalev is probably like, man, dude, you got yourself messed up, removed from the fight, and I got to go deal with this other dude.
Yep.
Dude, I would have knocked you out. And people would have been talking about that I'm back. Because remember, it was supposed to be Bivol versus Kovalev after this fight.
Right.
That fight might have been on HBO. Would have made if Kovalev would have won, they would have believed the Kovalev Bivol fight would have aired. They would have shown that fight.
Right.
They would have. That's the fight that they were looking forward to.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like I said, Alvarez whooped Kovalev's behind, and then after that, they was like, nah. You start seeing everybody start changing their mind. They didn't want Bivol in there with no Alvarez after they said, nah, man, not yet. Even Roy Jones Roy Jones, I think.
Too. Anthony Yard, yeah, man. Alex Santos, you're right. Anthony Yard, we want to see him get up in the mix too, bro.
Yeah, but you know what I don't like about Anthony Yard, man. He give me the same impression Anthony Joshua give me, man. As far as his boxing style, he looks a lot. I think his muscular physique, man, is going to cost him in the long run, man. I just
he's not. They already said he barely making weight right now. I mean, he's gonna be a cruiserweight fairly soon. Anyway, man, this dude, he's naturally big, man. He has a huge frame, even though he's not that tall. I think he's only about 5'9". But here's one of the things, though, man. Some of the rumors that his chin is suspect. I'm like, oh man. I said you can't be built like that and have a suspect chin. You can't have no suspect chin, man. You're gonna get knocked out at cruiserweight. So there's a reason why they held him back for some of these other fights. Plus, he's only had 12 amateur fights. But I do see, there's a lot to like about Anthony Yard, and they're just trying to build him slowly, man. But yeah, he don't need to be fighting none of them dudes yet. At least for like another year.
I don't see him being none of those dudes. Lawrence Williams said Beterbiev versus Joe Smith got pushed off the Canelo undercard until.
Oh, you talking about Beterbiev?
Yeah.
Beterbiev. Tell you about Beterbiev, man. About him, man. I just saw him, man, against Callum Johnson. Dude basically got dropped. Lucky he didn't get knocked out, man. If Callum Johnson would have let his hands go, he probably would have got dude up out of there, but he didn't. So to me, Beterbiev, if he fights any of these other dudes, because Beterbiev, last seen him again, he looks slower than he's ever looked, in my opinion, man. Yeah. He's so slow. If he fights someone like Alvarez would destroy that dude. Kovalev destroys Beterbiev, man. Too slow. Yeah, too slow, man. You can't.
He got exposed in that last fight.
Yep. He ain't on that level, man. This dude, it's a matter of time before he run into somebody. Somebody with any kind of athleticism, speed, and power gonna destroy that dude, man. Yep. His chin is suspect too, man. Like I said, I don't know if he ever really been tested, man. He ain't really been. But a lot of dudes that ducked him. Maybe there'll be some dude. People will see that fight and are more than likely to take the fight after that, man. So Beterbiev, to me, I was on a Beterbiev hype train too because everybody was ducking him. But I did watch his film, and I've known that he was slow, but I was thinking, okay, maybe he can. There's still a reason why everybody's ducking him, but now I think that ain't nobody gonna duck dude no more, man. He gonna get fights. All the people who avoid fighting him now, he gonna get them fights now because people see a chink in his armor and they see that his first thing, his defense ain't that good and his chin ain't that great. So it's a matter of time, man, for him. He gonna lose somebody.
Yep. Let's close out now, fellas. Hey, Blood, you got anything last thing you want to say, man?
I just want to say, man, big up to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, man, for putting it all on the line. 2 undefeated fighters. I really like to give a big shout out to Tyson Fury because he doesn't get enough credit because he's the one guy who's coming over here into foreign territory, okay? He's coming across the pond. There was no talk about negotiations and all of that stuff. So I just have to say, man, big up to Tyson Fury for taking this fight, man. That's what a real fighter does. And hey, man, let's try to promote this fight, guys, man, and get these guys the kind of pay-per-view that they deserve. The ticket sales don't matter. I don't know what's going on with the ticket sales. I missed that part of the show, but let's try to get these pay-per-views up. All right, man. Let's
talk about that real quick before you get off, since you missed that part of the show, Blood. So a guy went on the Boxing Voice with Ness, and he's a professional boxing ticket sale type of dude. He deals with the promoting the tickets and the venues and things of that sort. And he said that right out the gate, once this fight, once the tickets open up to the public, he said that it did extremely well. He said it did extremely well, and he felt like the promoters and everybody involved in the situation got overzealous and raised the ticket prices there were some tickets that were priced at $200, and they raised those tickets that was priced at $200 from the jump. They raised those to $1,000, and he said that they hit a wall after that. And so he said that not to mention having a fight in LA, he said took a hit. He said it would have been better off to have it in Vegas. And he said that as of right now, they only sold 7,000 tickets. So what they did now is they re-lowered the price to the beginning to where they had the ticket sales in the very beginning. So what's your thoughts on that, Blood?
Okay. Well, you know what? Here's what I think. First of all, we were taking a risk having it as a pay-per-view fight anyway, because boxing is secondary here in America. So we don't really have very many pay-per-view stars. Floyd Mayweather is the only bona fide American pay-per-view star. He's the only one out there. But we get more pay-per-view stars by having events like this, and we can't be holding high prices for 2 guys who are virtually unknown. So right now, they need to keep the ticket sales down, and then when Wilder has some momentum, then you raise the ticket prices, man. But it's going to take fights like this for them to raise these tickets. Once again, you're seeing these people who are greedy and who are taking from boxing. Stop taking from the boxing fans. Stop taking from the fight fans, because the people who are really going to support and go out to these fights are traditional fight fans first, more so than casuals, okay? So we got to keep these ticket prices as low as we can. And the pay-per-view, man, you know, we got to stack these pay-per-view cards with good fights, man, in the future. You know, They should have all heavyweights. Some of these top guys fighting each other, similar to what they used to do in the 80s and 90s. You know, you put some of these featured heavyweights who are up and coming against other prospects, okay? So yeah, they got to keep these ticket sales down. I'm really shocked that they had to raise the price. Well, I'm not surprised actually, because there's so many sharks in boxing, but I think they need to keep the ticket sales down, man. And then down the line, they could raise the ticket prices, man. So I'm glad to hear that they've taken the ticket prices back down. But we also let's not forget about the pay-per-view too. How we get a good pay-per-view is for us to keep talking about this fight, keep promoting this fight. You know, these are the guys who deserve to have the media following them around. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. They're the ones who's putting it all on the line, not these celebrity boxers who want to talk about let the fight marinate. There's nothing to marinate in this atmosphere of boxing because boxing is not in a good place right now.
Yeah, I agree, man. Hey, Jake, I see the guy Jake in the building again, man. Hey, Jake, man, understand this. He said the same very thing for Anthony Joshua. He said that all these dudes lie about the gates and about the sales. He said they over exaggerate about 30%, even Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. So it goes for everybody. So I see Jake in there talking about we blaming it on location. Well, the dude is a professional, and he said that, you know, location is easier when we have fights like this in Las Vegas. He said because it's only a 5-minute drive. He said when you risk putting it in big cities like New York and California, you know, you're talking about an hour drive, a 5-minute drive compared to an hour drive. And he also he chimed in on Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua's situation in the UK. He said they got a good thing going on, but he alluded, you know, he said that you know, it's different. It's a different market. He said Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn know that it's a totally different market. He's been dealing with ticket sales. He's actually the guy who was dealing with the tickets from Lennox Lewis versus Evander Holyfield too. He's been doing it since that fight, and that fight took place at the StubHub in California. So he said that, you know, it's normal for a fight of this magnitude, especially in California. He said that when you have fights in California where you could still do business up until 36 hours up until the event, he said it's normal for the sales to drag out because you could get stuff done at the last minute when you're dealing with California. So, you know, he touched on the fact that Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn know it's a totally different market. They're not competing with anything else but soccer over there. And he said that it's just totally different. He's been dealing with tickets all the way around, so he knows what it is, man. But
anyway, why is it even an argument anyways? Don't you want to see a good fight?
Right.
It shouldn't be an argument, really.
Right. You should want to see the best fight the best at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you the fan, we the fan are the one that's getting railroaded. So I don't understand how people applaud getting railroaded. Like, you're the one that's being exploited. You're the one.
You got people over there, Blue. You got people over there supporting low ticket sales and screaming out, well, they're not doing good ticket sales. You're not a real boxing fan then.
Right.
You should want all of these events to do good.
Right.
Okay, because if Anthony Joshua came over here to put on an event in LA, he wouldn't do as good.
Right.
So, I mean, let's just be realistic. So it doesn't even matter. We want the best to fight the best. Everybody knows that we want Anthony Joshua up in the mix. But what they're asking for is ridiculous. They're lowballing people and stuff like that. And there's people supporting that. Those are the type of fans that need to go. Those guys need to get out of we need to get rid of them guys, man. Yeah. All this arguing about ticket sales and stuff, that just creates another barrier for the fight. To me, that shouldn't even be an argument.
Right.
You just you should focus on seeing the best fight the best. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that all my subscribers buy that fight. I'm going to talk about the history, everything.
Yep. Let's push that.
You know what's funny about that? What you just made me laugh? I had this dude talking about, well, how many, you know, Jamal Charlo doesn't deserve a fight against Triple G because he's never even headlined a card before. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who cares? I thought we mattered if it was a good fight or not.
Right.
No, that's an excuse because they don't want to see the fight because they don't think Triple G can win. I heard the same thing. Canelo fans were like, well, how much money has he made in the fight before? No, that matters. Then, you know, if you can see if he deserves the fight. And I'm like, really? I'm like, what's it? I hate the new fight fan. I hate the new fight fan, dude.
And you
These
know what's
dudes,
so crazy? A lot of these fight fans, if you ask them, they don't even remember Floyd Mayweather used to fight on Mike Tyson undercards.
No, they don't remember none of that stuff. Floyd Mayweather was an undercard fighter. Heck, Floyd Mayweather fought. I think Floyd fought in San Francisco. Years back.
Like a parking lot.
Yeah, I could have sworn he fought. Yeah, he fought out in San Francisco out here in the Bay Area, man. Years back, man. So Floyd Mayweather's on undercard and stuff.
It was like an old drive-through movie theater, where they set up a fight for him at one point in time, man.
Yeah, man. It's like everybody has to start from somewhere. But here's the thing: just because he has a headline fight, I don't care.
Right.
The point is it a good fight? I don't care if dude never fought on TV before.
Right.
Is it a good fight or not? If it's a good fight, then it's a good fight. It doesn't matter where he's fought and if he's headline or anything like that. But this is what fight fans are about now, man. Fight fans got to excuse it like, well, no one knows who Regis Porter is, so Regis Porter, why should he have to fight? Why does he deserve to fight Jose Ramirez? Because they was both supposed to fight for the main belt. Right. That's why. Right. Shit, man, I'm tired of you fans, man. You guys suck, man.
It's
exactly
ridiculous, man.
Exactly.
Because they don't have and I blame it on Floyd Mayweather, man, because he put so much light, he shed so much light on the emphasis of the A side and the B side, and people don't realize Floyd, like I said, Floyd Mayweather did that due to the fact that he was a scorned ex. He was a scorned woman because everybody was freezing him out, and he was once he got in position, he was how you say it? He was already he had a chip on his shoulder because he was being froze out so much for so long, man. And so what he started doing is once he got in position.
And then Oscar De La Hoya also really.
You got it.
Yep. Oscar De La Hoya also ran that A-side shit into the ground.
Yep.
When he went against Floyd.
Yep. And that's where we heard it the most because Oscar De La Hoya wanted every advantage in the book when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He picked the ring size, he picked the gloves, he picked everything, the weight they fought at. And people don't realize that, man. But they see like we say though, fellas, is they don't know who Pretty Boy Floyd is. They only know who Money Mayweather is. They don't know who Pretty Boy Floyd is. You see, it's just like they come out and they say, "Oh, Floyd Mayweather was ducking people." Where did you hear that? You heard somebody tell you that. You didn't actually watch Floyd Mayweather. You heard somebody telling you that. Somebody told you that he was ducking these fighters. No, he ain't ducked Oscar De La Hoya. He fought them late in his career, and that wasn't his fault. That was their fault. He fought Oscar De La Hoya later in his career because Oscar De La Hoya didn't want to give him the opportunity in his prime. He fought Shane Mosley later in his career. Why? Because Shane Mosley didn't want to give him the opportunity in his prime. He fought Miguel Cotto later on in his career because Miguel Cotto didn't want to give him the opportunity early in his prime. And man,
that's true.
It's crazy, man. You got to do your homework, man. But yo, let's get up out of here, fellas.
Solve this, bro. The way they could solve this, man, one last thing.
Go ahead.
Is to keep the negotiations behind the scenes, man.
Mm-hmm.
In this new age, I don't think the fans need to know anything about the negotiations. They need to keep it away from these scorekeepers and these guys who are going to, because you got people out there right now measuring the success and the tickets sales on Tyson Fury versus Wilder. Instead of being fight fans, they're not talking about who's going to win the fight. They're measuring the ticket sales because they're trying to protect Anthony Joshua. Mm-hmm. They're trying to use another argument and they're placing another barrier in front of the fight. Instead of being true fight fans and giving us a breakdown, they're giving us a breakdown of ticket sales. Like I literally saw someone who had a whole video dedicated to ticket sales, and let's look and see if I can order a ticket now. What kind of fight fan is that? What kind of shit is that? That's not a boxing video. You're not a boxing fan. Give us a breakdown of who you think's gonna win the fight. Let them iron that out. They need to really keep this shit behind the scenes, similar to what Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury did. Mm-hmm. Keep all that money talk and all of that shit behind the scenes, away from the boxing media, away from all of these parasites who are fucking up boxing and scorekeeping and all of that stuff on the sidelines.
It's ridiculous, man. Hey, but listen, let's get up out of here, man. Blood, let the people know. Any last words? Let them know where they can find you.
Hey, man, y'all can find me at Retro Boxing and Documentaries here on YouTube. And me and Blue Blood, the Blood Brothers. This was just the first episode. You know what I'm saying? We're just breaking the ice here, but this shit's gonna get heated, bro. Because I'm here to tell you, man, that once we get our show Once we get a regular schedule for it, I'm gonna start putting together bullet points because all this shit is off the top of the head. Okay, we're gonna start putting together some bullet points that we're gonna bring up and start putting a microscope on some of the flaws that we have in boxing.
Absolutely, we're gonna.
The show every retro, aka retro. Hey man, can you do a documentary? Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, man. Just do it like a really good documentary on him, man.
Hey,
absolutely.
Man, I was thinking that's crazy, Callie. You listen. You took the. I was thinking that, blood. Yeah, that would be awesome, man. That would be awesome.
Okay. In fact, since you guys just requested it, my next documentary is gonna be on Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Y'all heard it, man.
So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, heard it. I can't wait. Hey, Callie, let the people know where they can find you, man.
You can find me at the Cali Enigma Sports Network, man. Like I said, I discuss more than just boxing, man. College football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you some college football today before the day's out. I meant to do a basketball video, but fell asleep last night, man. Especially about that Warriors game. Still mad at Eric Bledsoe from the Milwaukee Bucks for choking that game away against the Boston Celtics because I wanted the Warriors to take away that O, but it is what it is, man.
Hey, 78, man. Again, man. Your Bucks is sucking, bro. I see 78.
At the end of the day, man, like I said, man, I'm juiced by that, man. I'm watching Texas A&M beat Auburn right now, man. Once again, salute to SEC football, real football. You know what I'm saying? That's the conference where real football is being played. No disrespect to the other conferences, but it is what it is. I just have to throw that out there, man.
Yes, sir.
I've been Texas A&M Aggie fan, so yeah, I got to salute out to SEC. But yeah, man, once again, man, I just want to see the best fight the best. I agree. We need one type of. Boxing needs unilateral control. It does, and that's the only way you're gonna fix the sport, in my opinion. But PBC was talking about it before. PBC talked about creating their own belt at the beginning before. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes,
so they really should just go ahead and do it. Do it. Screw to having a relationship with the WBC. Because your fighter's not going to get that fight. Just go ahead and create your own belt. Screw the WBC. Let Anthony Joshua have all the belts. Let him have them belts. Create a PBC belt and not even worry about any of this other stuff, man. I don't care about dude no more. Just drop the belt. People are, they're going to talk about Wilder no matter what anyway. So just create his own belt and act like that dude don't exist. Don't get him no traction in the U.S. market. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably bring him here to get Drub Big Baby Miller, but nobody care about seeing him fight Drub Big Baby Miller anyway, even though he should, since Drub Big Baby Miller said that his mama had a fat booty and that he wanted to take her out to dinner. but Anthony Joshua was like, well, I don't want to fight him. Like, well, you don't want to fight the guy that said your mama have a fat booty, and man, I don't understand how anybody, come on, I know Blue Blood and Retro Boxing, man, will both be fighting that dude, man, if he was talking about taking their mama out.
Hey, it wouldn't have never got to the ring, man.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, if we all put it out there towards these guys like PBC and stuff like that to get rid of these sanctioning bodies. Like, that should be our narrative, man. We should form a resistance in part of the LDBC, man, to speak out against these sanctioning bodies and encourage these networks to have their own belts, man, or something, because they got to get rid of these sanctioning bodies, man.
Absolutely.
They got to go.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we got for y'all, man. We thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's Blood Brother Boxing featuring the Cali Enigma. Hashtag LDBC, man. We in the building, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Check this out. We're going to do this, Blood Brothers, every Thursday night, 9 o'clock, man. We're going to be bringing to y'all on a consistent basis. And when there's fights, we're going to be down here breaking down the fights, discussing the fights, any new information. If there's something come up on the fly and we could do the show on the fly, we will be doing that, man. And my brother Cali Enigma, sure, if he available, he will be on there. So y'all tune in, man. Make sure y'all come and show love, man. So go to my brother's channel, man. Let them know what channel y'all at again so they could go to subscribe.
Retro Boxing and Documentaries.
The Cali Enigma Sports Entertainment. You can just put me up. Just look up the Cali Enigma and it'll come right up, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to Lala D, man. Salute to Ryan Clark. Salute to Crypto and Investor, Prito Frescaball, Damian Forster, Lou Hinton, Team Bonafide. Masterminds, Ryan Clark, DeAndre Carey, Omar Cordova, Alex Santos, J.A. Dixon, Rob 34, Lights Out. Who else we got in the building? Off Killer, Chris Brown 45. Who else we got? Ronald Finkley, Lowland Prophets. Salute to everybody, man. The Odd Fella, Damian Forster, my brother B Megastar in the building. Salute to Boxing Leak. Salute to Will Bag. Salute to Legendary Top Cats. Salute to Hyphy. Salute to everybody that's come in and show love. Kennedy Linda. Salute to Jake for keep coming in and getting his head beat in, but he keep coming and asking for more, man. Salute to you, Jake. Just Blaze, Jixer 1000, New York in the building. Salute, man. Salute to everybody, man. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV with your boy Blood Boxing, known as Retro Boxing and Documentaries, with your boy the Cali Enigma. LDBC, we doing big things, man. Salute, peace to each and every one of y'all, man. Thanks for coming in and showing us love. We appreciate y'all, man. Peace.
Peace.